Monday nights here, the engines ignite, modifieds lined up under bright track lights, slide jobs flying, throttle down tight. It's our racing glory, it's time to fight. Ethan Bill's up front, eyes on the prize. Damian Moore chasing fire in his eyes. Kenny Coodney's holding that outside line. Caleb Durgan's waiting for his perfect time. Feel the roar, feel the rush, dirt and grit. Every driver's dream, every fan's perfect hit. Slide shot through the wheel, cushion in play. This is where the legends are made every day. Randy Johnson charging, no slowing down. T. Clem's making moves, eyes on the crown. Logan Herbert smooth, pulling off the pass. Brandon Barhart's on it, showing his class. Race chats buzzing, stories unfold. Trash talk, laughter, and drivers bold. From the green flag drop to the checkers wave. It's hard, it's hustle, it's the road to play. Feel the roar, feel the rush, dirt and grit. Every driver's dream, every fan's perfect hit. Slide shot through the wheel, cushion in play. This is where the legends are made every day. Hitting that cushion, tires bite deep. One wrong move, you'll spin, you'll weep. Bumpers tap, tensions flare. Racing's a gamble, all's fair out there. Every lap counts, stakes are high. In this race, only the best get by. Feel the heat, feel the drive. This is where racing truly comes alive. Feel the roar, feel the rush, dirt and grit. Ethan Bill's leading, Ward's not gonna quit. Slide chop through the wheel, cushion in play. This is where the champions are made. Come one day, so turn it up, let's ride tonight. On NDI TV, under the bright lights. From green to checker, it's all on the line. Monday night modifieds, where stars align.
Dairy Queen, a worker, thank you for the follow. Hey, you were over there at Samir's stream, I believe. What's up, everybody? What's up? Say something out in the chat so I know the chat is working. What's up, Larry? What's up, Larry? What's up, buddy? All right, I got Trading Pains coming up. That's going to update a little bit in a little bit here. We are live here at Lanier for race number 1 here tonight with the Big Block Modifieds. It is going to be Monday night modified action here tonight. Should be a wild one. I see Will Hanger out there, Logan Herbert, Ryan Go Famous, Brandon Barnhart made an appearance. Hollenbeck is out there. Just waiting for these paints to go ahead and get caught up. Boniface is out there. Roundtree. LaFawn, you made the top split, buddy. Yeah, I'm ready for, this is a good track, but they pre-gened this. They pre-gen this one a lot. This one's looking slick already. How's everybody doing here tonight? How you guys doing out there? I like Lanier. If we can get some side-by-side racing, this track could be interesting. We'll see the top and the bottom hopefully come in. Maybe a little bit of slider. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck slider. As we are going to get ready to jump into qualifying here. All right, guys, make sure you give the stream a like, a share, and a follow. Let me make sure it is up everywhere else, too. Looks like we are live over on YouTube. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook. And we are live on TikTok. All right, let's see. Who do we got out on the track right now? Looks like Joseph Matthews out there. Brandon Barnhart's out there in the number 101. Let's go check him. What's up, Laboon? I see you made the top split. See, you made it. I figured you would. All right, so Brandon Barnhart going to set that quick time here early on with a 14.491 to the top of the charts. Got Hunter Hollenbeck out there in the number 72. And this is it's an AI generated song, Wyatt. Hollenbeck going to come across the line to start lap number 1. I've had a few people say they want me to get it put on something. It's just difficult to do. Gofama's going to go second quick. Let's see where Hollenbeck's going to put this thing. As he comes across the line, Hunter Hollenbeck. Did he get the wall? He must have got the wall on lap number 1. So that first lap did not count. We got Ethan Bill out on the track. Let's see if Hollenbeck can pick it up here on lap number 2. Where's that going to put him? Probably. Oh, he goes quick time with a 14.454. Did not expect that. To the top of the charts for Hunter Hollenbeck. I see Caleb Durgan's out there. We got Ethan Bill out there. We're going to go jump out with the number 14 machine. As I am sure he's got to be running Bridgeport here pretty soon. When does Bridgeport open up? Next week or two, I'm assuming. As Ethan Bill, oh, he gets the wall in 1 and 2. That's going to cost him. He's going to go ahead and bail out and try that one. Okay, we got Kevin Robinson here. He's going to be 9th quickest. Let's go see what Caleb Durgan. Caleb Durgan is crab walking, I think. Did he hit something? Logan Herbert out there in the 611 as he comes around to complete lap number 1. He's going to bail out of it. Did not like his lap. Michael Hackett out on the track. He is in the number 84 machine here tonight as he comes across the line down into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to be 14th quickest. Laboon going to go up to 7th quickest. There goes Peyton Talbot to the number 6 spot. Will Hanger's going to take that number 7 spot away from LaFon. Let's see what Hackett's able to do for lap number 2 as he comes across the line. Looks like he's going to be 16th quickest. Brundage is going to go 10th quickest. Let's see if Ethan Bill able to put down a heater here as he comes out of turn number 4 across the line. Bill going to go quick time with a 14.443 at the absolute last minute. Ethan Bill takes the quick time here tonight. What's up, Justin? Justin says good luck, Barnhart and Matthews. So, he's got Barnhart in this one. I think Matthews is going to be in the next one. Let's go ahead and hit up tonight's starting lineup here for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 1 in the number 14 machine, it's going to be Ethan Bill. Outside of him in the 101, it's going to be Brandon Barnhart. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 9 machine, it's going to be Bo Stencil. Outside of him in the number 611, it's going to be Logan Herbert. Starting inside, row number 3 here tonight in heat race number 1, it's going to be the number 19 of Will Hanger. Outside of him in the number 15, it's going to be Kieran Browntree. Starting inside, row number 4 here tonight. It's going to be the number 213 of Jim Boniface. Outside of him in the number 18, it's going to be Aaron Rockefeller. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 61 machine, I believe he's in the 61, it's going to be Kevin Robinson. Outside of him in the number 84, it's going to be Michael Hackett. Top 7 going to transfer through. Everybody else is off to the Conti here tonight. How many did we get in here? Hold on, let me take a look. How many did we end up getting in? So we got 19 cars, so we will be sending one driver home here tonight. One driver will be going home. We are waiting on Rockefeller to go ahead and grid up, and there he is. And we are going to roll off the starting grid. Let me know out there who's your favorite. Who do you think is going to take heat race number 1? Can Ethan Bill hold on? This is going to be a tough one. This track is pre-generated. It is slick out there. It's going to be interesting to see where that lane is and where they can run, and maybe somebody can get the bottom side to roll, or if they're going to have to hang out on the top side. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, they're going to get one to go at the line this time. When they cross the line this time by, it'll be one to go. All right, let's see. Any of your favorites out there in heat race number 1? Roundtree's going to hit the wall already in that number 14. As we got them stacked up 2 by 2, looking for the green flag this time by. They just got the one to go. We're going to turn up that sound for the race a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and put this on gap instead of quick time, because you want to know how far apart they are. As they head into turn number 3 and 4, getting ready for tonight's triple threat action as they head into turn number 3. Who's it going to be here tonight? Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway. Going to be E-Bill leading the way. Barnhart going to stay up top. Bo Stencil going to roll that bottom. Let's see if he gets a run out of turn number 2. He's going to be side by side with Barnhart into turn number 3 and 4. Looks like Herbert's going to try to take the middle lane. Ends up sliding in line behind Bo as they come across the line. Battle's going to be for second, but E-Bill is not able to pull away from the field. You're going Boniface or Rockefeller? They got a little bit of work to do, but I see Boniface starting to peek his way up. He's in that number 5 spot. He's looking for more as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway in 1 and 2. Looks like Barnhart starting to put the pressure on the number 14 as Bo Stencil down on the bottom side has got that thing rolling as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 3 laps complete. We got 5 more laps to go in heat race number 1. Oh, they're already complaining in the chat as they head through turn number... Oh, Logan Herbert's all the way back in the pack. Not sure what happened to the 611 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Going to be E-Bill leading the way. Battle's going to be for that number 2 spot. Barnhart going to get in line. Bo Stencil up to the top side, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Oh, 3 different lines into turn number 3 and 4. Bo back to the bottom. Out of turn number 4. He's got 3 more laps to get it figured out. That number 9 machine is definitely looking quick here tonight. Can he find a way around Barnhart down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4? He's going to go back to the bottom. I just don't think the drive is off of the bottom side right now as they come off of turn number 4 across the line. 2 laps to go. Oh, Hackett is not happy with Herbert as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Coming to the line, white flag is out. Here comes Bo Stencil down to the bottom side into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to go back to the top. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, will Bo find a way around that 101 as they head through 3 and 4. He's going to hit the top side. E-Bill hits slider out of turn 4. He's going to take the win here in heat race number 1. Barnhart second. Bo Stencil, Will Hanger, Boniface, Robinson, and Roundtree going to the feature. I really want to know what happened there. But I don't... Oh, no. No, we're not going to go find out. All right. We're going to do the starting lineup, and then I'm going to go see if I can go find out what happened real quick. Because I'm sure inquiring minds are wondering. It is going to be the number 72 of Hunter Hollenbeck starting on the pole here in heat race number 2. Outside of him in the number, oh God, I can't remember, number 84, it's going to be Ryan Gofamis. Starting inside, row number 2 here tonight in the number 17 machine, it's going to be Caleb Durgan. Outside of him in the number 14, it's going to be Peyton Talbot. Starting inside, row number 3 in the number 444, it's going to be Jordan Laboon. Outside of him in the 916, it's going to be Nick Brundage. Starting inside, row number 4, it's going to be the number 20 of Mason. Outside of him in the number 9 machine, it's going to be Joseph Matthews. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 83, it's going to be Matt Schaefer. Wow. I don't know why I said Aaron. My bad, Matt. I still love you. All right, back up to the front as Hollenbeck going to lead him into turn number 3 and 4. I'm not going to have time to go back and look and see what happened in the heat race. Maybe we'll do it after the race if it finishes soon enough before we have to jump over to the supers. We got to go, Jordan. Anybody else rooting for anybody in this one? We know Colin, you got anybody you're rooting for? We do know Justin is rooting for Joe Matthews. As they come down the back straightaway, we are looking for the green flag, this time by top 7. Going to transfer through. Hollenbeck going to lead him to the green flag into turn number 3 and 4. Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be Hunter Hollenbeck into turn number 1 and 2. Battle's going to be for second as Durgan's going to dig that bottom side out of turn number 2. LaFawn up to the number 4 spot. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be side by side for second. Durgan has got the dig down on the bottom side as they head to 1 and 2. Look at LaFawn, bottom feed down by the wall through 1 and 2. Almost gets into the back of Durgan. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be side by side for that number 2 spot. They were 3 wide back there in the pack as they head into turn number 1 and 2. These guys trying to get it figured out. Hollenbeck going to drift up the track. Here comes Durgan. Durgan with the run into turn number 1 and 2. He's got that, or 3 and 4. He's got that bottom side going out of turn number 4. He's almost side by side with Hollenbeck. Here comes Gofamis. Gofamis going to send it in up underneath Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck going to get the dig out of turn number 2, but Durgan going to have the lead into turn number 3 and 4. Who's it going to be at the line out of turn 4? It's going to be Durgan at the line that time by. Durgan's got that thing digging down low. GoFama's going to follow him through turn number 1 and 2. LaFon in that number 4 spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Look at Hollenbeck digging that high side. He's going to bounce the wall out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. We got 3 laps to go. Here comes Hollenbeck trying to fight back on the outside. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. They're still side by side for the lead, but Durgan controlling that bottom side out of turn number 4. We did not see this in heat race number 1. Definitely looking a little better in heat race number 2 as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. I'll tell you what, if Hollenbeck can hit that top side, he might be able to find his way around Caleb Durgan as they come out of turn number 4, but he's got one more lap to do it. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Hollenbeck digging to the outside. LaFon all over to the back of the 84. He's going to go to the bottom. What a move by Hollenbeck. In 3 and 4, he's going to slide up the track. Durgan back low to the line. It's going to be Durgan at the line. Hollenbeck second, GoFamas. LaFon, Mason, Brundage, and Talbot going to the feature here tonight. Matthews and Schaefer going to the LCQ. We're going to go ahead and stack them up top. We got 4 people. We got 4 people out of this one going into the feature here tonight. Everybody, or only one person, is going home. I had to think about what I was saying there. As we get ready for the LCQ, it's kind of hard to call which one of these guys are going to go home here tonight. As we go ahead, yeah, Jordan had a good run there. As we get ready for the LCQ, it's going to be the number 18 of Aaron Rockefeller starting on the pole. Outside of him, it's going to be the number 9 of Joe Matthews. Starting inside, row number 2 here in the LCQ, it's going to be the 6'11 of Logan Herbert. Outside of him, in the number 83, it's going to be Matt Schaefer. Then rounding out the field here tonight in that number 5 spot, it's going to be Michael Hackett. So Hackett's going to have a little bit of a sense of urgency sitting in that number 5 position. He can't let the field drive away from him, and he's got to try to find his way around one of those cars in front of him. I know he had a little beef with Herbert in the heat, so we're going to see if that transfers over here to the LCQ. That could be bad for one of them. That could potentially be how we decide who is going home and who is staying. It also could be how we decide who's going to be able to race next week. Well, we'll find out. All right, down into turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Rockefeller leading the way. Matthews on the outside. They're going to get 1 to go at the line. 10 laps. 1 person going home. Who's it going to be here tonight as they come out of turn number 4? It's going to be green flag this time by. Looking to get that green flag out of turn number 4. Watch for that pace car to pull in. When will Rockefeller fire him off? He's going to look to get a clean getaway here. He just doesn't want contact with anybody. Just wants to make this feature. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Good jump by Rockefeller as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Herbert to the bottom side. Up underneath Matthews. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. What's up, Nathaniel? Through turn number 3 and 4, it's going to be Rockefeller leading the way out of turn number 4. They're going to be side by side back here in the pack. Schaefer is on that bubble spot. Now Matthews as Hackett trying to find somewhere to go in that number 84. We're going to see if Hackett's going to be patient here and try to make his way through. I mean, it's kind of tough being in that final car in because you know that one person out. He's going to be trying to do whatever he can to make the feature here tonight. That could mean contact here tonight. Could that be a strategy move out of Hackett to make sure he doesn't get dumped? I mean, I guess I'd rather be the one doing the dumping than the one getting dumped, as here comes Herbert looking for the lead in turn number 1 and 2. Herbert to the outside, down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4. Rockefeller going to roll the slick through 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. Don't count out Schaefer. He's digging the bottom side as they head into 1 and 2. Schaefer trying to mix it up as they come out of turn. What's up, Lily? Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Herbert up high. Here comes Rockefeller down low out of turn 4. It's going to be Herbert leading the way down into turn number 1 and 2. Halfway through this one, Herbert has now made it in as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It is going to be side by side for that number 3 spot. Hackett is too far out to do anything. He needs to catch this field or hope for some contact as Herbert is absolutely ripping the lip through turn number 1 and 2. He's going to pull away, separates himself 0.6 of a second into turn number 3 and 4. Look at him roll that high side out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Let's jump up on the back of him. Look how close he is to that wall as he comes through turn number 1 and 2. Let's see it in turn number 3 and 4. Let's see if he gets that wall. He's going to keep it off the wall. Maybe a little tap there out of turn 4, but he is as high as he can get as they come out of turn 4 or down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Battle right now is going to be for that number 3 spot as Matthews trying to put the pressure on Schaefer as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Hackett is too far out. White flag is out. 1 lap to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Herbert in command of this one as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway looking for 3 and 4. One last time. Checkered flag in the air. Give that W to Logan Herbert. Rockefeller in second. Schaefer and Matthews rounding out your top 4. Looks like Michael Hackett will be the one going home here tonight. All right, we got them stacked up. We're going to restack them up for tonight's main event. It is going to be 50 laps here tonight at Lanier. Can these guys survive? It won't show me what emoji you sent, Lily. All right, let's go ahead and jump up here and get ready for tonight's starting lineup. All right, guys, starting on the pole here tonight in the main event, it is going to be the number 14 of Ethan Bill. No, it is PC only, Wesley. Starting in that number 2 spot on the outside of row number 1, it's going to be the number 17 of Caleb Durgan. Starting inside row number 2 in the 101 machine, it's going to be Brandon Barnhart. Outside of him in the number 72, it's going to be Hunter Hollenbeck. LaFawn missed the start. No. Starting inside row number 3 in the number 9 machine, it's going to be Bo Stencil. Outside of him in the number 84, it's going to be Ryan Gofamis. Starting inside row number 4 in the number 19 machine, it's going to be Will Hanger. Not anymore, but supposed to be starting on the outside in the number 44. It's going to be Jordan LaFawn. Starting inside row number 5 in the 213, it's going to be Jim Boniface. Outside of him in the number 20, it's going to be Mason. Starting inside row number 6 in the number 60 machine, it's going to be Kevin Robinson. Outside of him in the 916, it's going to be Nick Brundage. Then rounding out the rest of the field really quick, we're going to go through it. Starting in 13th, it is going to be Kieran Roundtree. 14th, Peyton Talbot. 15th, it's going to be Herbert. 16th, Rockefeller. 17th, Schaefer. And 18th, it's going to be Joseph Matthews as the green flag is out as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Yeah, I don't know how he managed to miss that one as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's going to be Ethan Bill commanding the way with Caleb Durgan all over the back of him. Here comes LaFawn off of pit road. Down the back straightaway. They're going to be front straightaway. They're going to be 3 wide for the number 3 spot as Ethan Bill and Durgan try to pull away down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Looks like Hollenbeck going to run that high side through turn number 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. He's got Bo Stencil up underneath. Bo working, it's pretty good on that bottom side. Don't count him out as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. So we got a couple guys that like the top side, couple guys on the bottom side as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Definitely different setups here. This could create some good racing tonight as they head through turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Looks like Bo Stencil going to take that number 3 spot. Definitely looking a little bit more bottom side dominant right now as Gofamis tries to clear Hollenbeck into turn number 1 and 2. Hollenbeck going to hold strong as they come out of turn number 2. Not able to hold it this time. He's got to get down in line as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Did you get me, Annie? Oh, Hollenbeck back up underneath Gofamis. A little bit of contact down the front straightaway. We got contact further back as I seen Herbert and Roundtree making contact. It's going to be 3 wide behind these guys into turn number 3 and 4. Robinson looking up underneath. We got a wreck as Roundtree and Herbert get together. How is that not a caution flag? Will it come out? I think it's going to come out. It does as they come out of turn number 4. All right, we're going to go take a look and see what happened. So Herbert is going to lean on Roundtree a little bit here. Oh, it was a squeeze. Oh, and then Roundtree was not happy about the squeeze out of the corner. So it looked like Mason. They might have both gotten the run on Mason coming out of the corner. Let's take another look at that. Or Mason was struggling. Yeah. Mason was up high. There was nowhere for Roundtree to go. Herbert's going to come up. Roundtree definitely not happy about it. Gives him the big hit into turn number 3 and 4. That's going to complicate Herbert's night to try to get the victory here tonight. Mason might have gotten the worst of that one as we get the first caution flag here tonight as Ethan Bill continues to lead the field. LaFawn's going to be a lap down, so that's going to be a tough spot for LaFawn. All right, down into turn number 1 and 2. They're going to stack them up. We are looking for the green flag this time by. Herbert's going to make his way back out. I don't know if Mason's going to make it back out or not. He took a lot of contact on that one as they give him. I can't. This is a top split official. Green flag is out as they come on to turn number 4. Going to be E-Bill down low. Durgan up high. Oh, we got one around. One around in turn number 1 and 2. Caution flag comes out. Looks like Brundage is going to have some issues. We're going to go take a look and see what happened. We heard something about monster trucking, but we're going to go take a look and see what happened here. Let's see what happened here. I think it's going to happen further up than this, honestly. Oh, Bo just gets turned around. All right, we need to go back and jump on with Bo. Let's see if we can figure out. Gofamus just gets in the back of him, turns him around. Nowhere for those guys to go. They're going to get collected up. It looks like the 9 gets turned around too. Is that Bo? I don't think that's Bo Stencil. I think that was Matthews that got turned around there as the caution flag is out. No, Mondays I do the top split officials for big blocks, late models, and UMPs. Try to get those openers. It's the second race for the UMPs, but it is the opener for the big blocks and the supers. All right, these guys are going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. We got another race about to go up in about 15 minutes. Green flag is out as they come on to turn number 4. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Durgan's going to be all over the back of E-Bill. A little bit of contact. Durgan's going to get up underneath him out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, they are stacking up. They keep it straight. A little bit more contact. Boniface almost gets turned around as they head into 1 and 2. Herbert's back out on the track as they come on to turn 2. Up high, down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Herbert's definitely got some serious issues with that 611. He is turning hard. He's going to alt F4. He's going to get out of here as Ethan Bill continues to lead the way. Durgan in second. Going to be Hollenbeck in that number 3 spot. Gofamus and Boniface, your top 5. Battle's going to be for the number 6 spot. How about this run out of Robinson? He's side by side with Barnhart. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Robinson going to take that spot. He's going to bring Schaefer with him. Barnhart stuck up on the outside as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. What's up, Moody? It's going to be side by side. I'll tell you what, Barnhart is not where he wants to be. He's getting freight trained as we move back up to the front. It's going to be E-Bill leading the way. Durgan second. Hollenbeck in third. So they're going to keep it pretty quiet up at the front for now as these guys are going to roll single file. Barnhart is going to go all the way to the top side. Can he find a way back towards the front as he makes contact with Peyton down the back straightaway? He got a big run there. Peyton trying to drift up. Didn't know he was going to be there. And they made contact. But Barnhart able to keep it straight. Now back down to the bottom in turn number 1 and 2. He lost a lot of spots. He's all the way back to 10th. He is down 7 spots from where he started tonight. So definitely looking bottom side dominant right now. The pre-gen, I don't know if it did its justice. We're going to find out as we get into this one. 15 laps in. Oh, it's going to be 16 laps in. We are going to have 34 laps to go. 34 laps to go. Here comes Durgan trying to find a way up underneath that number 14. We've seen how that bottom side is dominant. That's probably going to be the only opportunity for him to pass. These two are going to be close. Looks like E-Bill pushed a little, and 3 and 4 almost opens the door for Durgan. Down into turn number 1 and 2. E-Bill going to pull down the back straightaway. Durgan all over the back of him as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Look how slick this track is as we got lap traffic up ahead. It looks like they are closing in on Nick Brundage as they head through turn number 1 and 2. We're going to go ahead and jump on board with Durgan as he tries to catch that number 14. He's going to get up underneath them as they come out of turn number 4. We're going to jump back up to the top. We got a race down into turn number 1 and 2. I was going to roll that in the in-car with Durgan, but starting to put some pressure on E-Bill side by side. Didn't want to miss that. Now we're going to go back into Durgan's car as he tries to get up underneath E-Bill as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, can Durgan get the run? Look how slick this track is already. Definitely quite the pre-gen here tonight. Here comes Durgan digging out of 4. Can he get the run off? He's got to stay in line. You can hear how easy they are being on the throttle as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. It is Durgan all over the back of them. Single file out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway as Durgan is just waiting for a mistake out of the number 14, putting big pressure on him as they come out of turn number 2. Great race here between the leaders. We got some racing back here. Hollenbeck up the track. Gofamus down low out of turn number 4. Ryan Gofamus up to that number 3 spot as Hollenbeck tries to find his way around. Here comes Boniface down on the bottom into turn 213 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Keeping an eye on the battle for the lead. Durgan almost up underneath the 14 of Ethan Bill as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Durgan. Can Durgan find his way as they head into turn number 3 and 4? So things definitely a little bit calmer now as they head into turn number 1 and 2. We're going to see if it stays that way. Hollenbeck finally slid back into that number 4 spot, back down to the bottom side as these guys go single file for 3rd, 4th, and 5th into turn number 3 and 4. So right now, E-Bill is holding on. How about this run out of Kevin Robinson in the number 60 as they come down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. And Matt Schaefer in the 83. This is a fantastic run for him in the number 7 spot. They're going to be side by side behind him for the number 8 position. That is Bo Stenzel and Peyton Talbot as they come out of turn number 4 as Bo's going to grab the wall, able to hold on to it as they head into 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Bo looking back to the outside. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Ryan Gofamus. He's on the move. He is definitely on the move up to the number 3 spot, but he's going to probably need some help as these guys are 2 seconds in front of him as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Looks like E-Bill has been able to give himself a little bit of breathing room. Durgan was absolutely all over him, waiting for him to make a mistake early on. Now E-Bill with that space definitely has to be happy with that breathing room as they get 20 laps to go at the line. Let's move back to the number 3 spot. They're going to stay single file into 1 and 2. Single file into 1 and 2. Looks like Hollenbeck trying to work that number 84 as they head into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to set in a little bit of a tap. That's going to move Gofamus up the track just a tick, but not enough as Hollenbeck's going to stay in line. That was just one of those ones asking if he was home, letting him know he was there. Not a big bump there, but as they head through turn number 3 and 4, Swank goes, let's go Schaefer. As they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, we're watching this battle for the number 3 spot as Hollenbeck is trying to find a way around that number 84. Boniface could very easily end up with the number 3 spot here tonight if these two make contact. Looks like Hollenbeck is tired of sitting in line. He's going to go up to the high side, see if he can make it work. He didn't lose any ground. He's going to get back to the bottom in 1 and 2. Let's see if he goes back up high in turn number 3 and 4. He is going to go back up to the top side out of turn number 3 and 4. Can he get the run? He gets a big run down the front straightaway, moves back to the bottom in turn number 1 and 2. They're going to keep it single file through turn number 1 and 2. So 2 different styles there, definitely looking about the same speed as we scroll through the field. It looks like everybody pretty much single file right now. Definitely a quiet race as it stands as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 14 laps to go. I got a feeling it's going to get interesting here, and Hollenbeck is not giving up on that number 3 spot. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. You got to have mad respect. Even if Hollenbeck lost the spot here, at least he's had the balls to go up and try a different lane. He knows if he stays in line, he's not going to make that pass, so he decides to move around on the track a little bit in that number 72, moves back down as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. So lap traffic up ahead for the leaders. Looks like Rockefeller going to go lap down. Moves out of the way for these guys as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, going back to the battle for third. This is where I think it's going to get real interesting here tonight. I don't think this will be a caution. That would probably happen a little bit further back. But this race is definitely going to start to pick up the pace a little bit. Boniface now putting the pressure on Hollenbeck as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Oh, Gofamis goes to the high side. Could that cost him? Hollenbeck down low. Boniface looking lower. Down into turn number 1 and 2. We got a great battle down for the number 3 spot with 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Gofamis did not make that same mistake. He did run slider, but didn't go to the top as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Boniface going to continue to roll that bottom side. If he says if they're going to leave it open and I can get the speed, I'm going to find my way around them as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go. Durgan trying to close the gap back in on that number 14. Lap traffic up ahead as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 7 more laps for the leaders at the line this time by E-Bill leads the way. Durgan in tow. We got supers coming up next. We're going to just stay live right through all the way through the UMPs. So we might have a little filler one in there, but we got supers and UMPs for sure coming up. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, 6 laps to go. Battle for the lead is starting to pick up. Durgan has closed the gap on the number 14 as they come out of turn number 4. 5 laps to go. Oh, this is about to get interesting. This is about to get real interesting. Durgan has found another gear, has closed that gap, and is now back. Now all over the back bumper of that number 14. Here comes Durgan looking down low. We're going to jump back here, take a look at this battle. We've got a little bit of a battle here. We're going to move back up to the front. That's where the battle is definitely starting to pick up as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Going to be 3 to go at the line. These guys are about to give us a show out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Durgan's got that bottom side rolling. Ethan Bill had moved up. Durgan's down low into turn number 3 and 4. He gets the nose up underneath, up into him, makes contact out of turn 4. E-Bill's going to have the line as they come across the line. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Durgan knocking on E-Bill's door. Down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. It's going to be white flag this time by 1 lap to go, and a side-by-side. Durgan looking for the move. White flag is out. Durgan up underneath. He makes contact once again. E-Bill sideways. Down the back straightaway. Looking for 3 and 4. Durgan's going to send it in. E-Bill going to come back up underneath. He almost gets to the back of him. Out of turn 4. Durgan takes the win. It's going to be E-Bill in second. Ryan Gofamis in third. Hunter Hollenbeck fourth. And Boniface in fifth. What a race coming to the line. I know E-Bill was not happy about that contact. What a race, though. Let's go take a look at that one again. So E-Bill leading the way. Durgan's going to get up underneath him in 1 and 2. He's going to use the door just to move him a little bit. Not big contact. Out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. E-Bill lifted too much and then sent it, trying to get to the back bumper to the 17. But Durgan going to come across the line first. E-Bill in second. So definitely a couple moments of excitement tonight, but mostly pretty quiet racing for the big block modifieds. We're going to go through these results. We'll see if anybody's in the Discord in about 5 minutes. We're going to jump over to the supers. It is going to be... Yeah, he needs to be on the bottom. It's going to be Durgan with the win here tonight. E-Bill in second. Gofamis in third. Going to be Hunter Hollenbeck in that number 4 spot. Boniface in fifth. Kevin Robinson in that number 6 spot. Peyton Talbot in 7th. Matt Schaefer in 8th. Going to be Will Hanger in the number 9 spot. Bo Stencil in 10th. Brandon Barnhart in 11th. Roundtree is going to be in 12th. Rockefeller in 13th. Joe Matthews in 14th. Going to be Nick Brundage in the number 15 spot. Mason in 16th. LaFon 17th. And Logan Herbert in that number 18 spot. 30 Racing's the best. You know, I've seen a lot worse, honestly. I don't know if I'm going to... That wasn't horrible. Durgan is in here. We're gonna go ahead and have a very excited Durgan because it's been a minute.
Arthur, what's going on, my friend?
It's been a minute since you've gotten to come and hang out with us. What's up, Jonas?
Yeah, last week last week we had a winning race car, but got straight lined by Ethan Bill. So that was unfortunate.
Man, what a race there tonight. I mean, we had the one early caution, but overall, a lot of clean racing. You put a little bit of pressure on E-Bill early. I mean, you were all over the back of him, waiting for him to make a mistake. He didn't make a mistake. It looks like he kind of just laid back a little bit, kind of let the tires come to you late.
Yeah, I knew we were a better late race car either way, and we were already so much better than him in the beginning. I really wasn't worried about it. I was talking with Conrad, and we both kind of mutually agreed to just wait and see how everything plays out. And if a hole is open, just make a move on the last lap. And that's what I did. If he's upset about that, we can go watch the replay from him straight lining me last week too. So what goes around comes around like a hula hoop. Karma's a bitch, and so ain't Ethan Bill.
Well, I don't think that move was was horrible,
not nearly as bad as not at all. That's just Robin's racing.
That was just a little bit of contact, but good
that's
run
just
out
racing
there.
Hard for the win, James.
That was definitely, I would call that racing hard for the win. I'll tell you what, though, with these new pre-gens now with the big blocks, how are you feeling about it? I mean, this track was slick when you guys got out there tonight.
I mean, I don't know. It's rough because Lanier locks down in this line either way. So, I don't know.
This is one of those tracks that would have been nice to see it run out.
I feel like we would have got the same outcome no matter if this track was pre-gen or not. I wish openers weren't pre-gen and like midweek officials were, but you can't have everything that you want.
Well, great run here tonight. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, everyone on this rig, of course, Kenny and Conrad, Ethan Bill for his great attempt at straight lining me, failed miserably. So shout out to him on that one. Shout out to him for straight lining me last week. Shout out to you for, all the races. I don't know who got third. Go Famous, good run to Go Famous.
Well, I got him on here as Wall Famous because he used to remember when he used to ride the wall all the time.
He used to be a really good wall rider back in his prime. I tell you what.
So Caleb, what's it like to have to move somebody for the win?
Still suck. That was only Port Royal. I got that name from Port Royal. Okay.
I mean, someone last week.
That definitely played a role in it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute that because I'll let them argue. Man, Ryan, a good run for you. You had a good run up earlier. You and Hollenbeck with a fantastic, and Boniface, can't count him out, had a fantastic run for that number 3 spot. Hollenbeck going up to the top side, trying some stuff, and then you went up to the top side and said, forget about that. Man, what a run, though. You guys trying different lines, trying to make things work, holding on to that number 3 spot. You got to be happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't be angry at that position, finishing spot, but definitely, I feel like if I got a caution, could have been a little better. I think I could have got E-Bill. I think he was falling off. And the line that I was running, it was pretty good. So, I mean, that track was just weird. It was right through the middle. I mean, obviously, you kind of expect that out of that track usually. But it was fun, though. I mean, like, everyone raced me clean. Like, Hunter raced me clean. Like, he didn't race me dirty. I was thanking for that. And then Jimbo, obviously, too. Like, he had a good race. We all had a good race. And just happy there wasn't a lot of cautions.
Yeah, we just had the one early. I'm telling you, this has got to be one of the tracks that the update ruined because this track actually used to be a lot of fun before the update.
Yeah, it used to be really fun. Like, you could run anywhere. Like, you could run slider line, right on the bottom, right around top. Like, it used to be good. Now it's just like, it's just weird. It changed a lot, and it's just not as good as it used to be.
Randy says Call of Duty time, and then he said, go Famous, Boniface, that's my boys. But yeah, great run for you here tonight. Good to see you out here. I still like showing off that video of you flipping at Concord on the asphalt side. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Randy. He built a good setup for the track. It was good. I just didn't really have anything at the end there, and that was a good set. Gotta thank him. Henderson, Robert, he helped me get on the team in the first place, like before the money race. That was fun. And everyone that helps me out, IRL, Jack, JLR Technologies, everyone that's over there, my dad, my aunt, my uncle, Winner's Performance, everyone else that helps me out here. Can't thank them enough.
you know, it's crazy when you've been on this thing for 4 years doing your streaming, and then you hear people like you and how much their voices change and how much you guys have grown. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Enjoy the third
Yeah, you
place,
too.
and maybe I'll see you in victory lane next week.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you.
All right, bud. Have a good one. All right, great run there for those guys. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't think the contact was horrible, Reed. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. I thought it was just a little bit of a door bar thing. I don't know. I don't think anybody would have done that any differently IRL, but it is iRacing, so I don't know. I don't hate it. I didn't hate it. I've seen a lot worse, and I think we've all seen a lot worse. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into the supers. I'm going to go ahead and put this up. We are not going anywhere. We are going straight into some super racing. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to save that replay because that was pretty wild. Oh, he definitely does. All right. All right, we are going to go ahead and get into the supers. Let's see what we got. You know, I didn't hate the move. The move I didn't hate. I mean, the little bit of work in the door, I didn't hate that move. But yeah, I mean, I would agree. If somebody wanted to say something about the comments, I could agree with that. All right, we're going to get into the supers. Let's go ahead and put on some tunes so we can have something to listen to while we get in there. All right, who is ready for some super late models at Knoxville? This is probably going to be a solid field. Let's take a look. A 6809 SOF. The heavy hitters are out. I see Berline. I see Majulis. I see some names I haven't seen, like Brayson Riddle in a while. Connor New, Dylan Yeager, Ethan Johnson, Hayden Tolson, Evan C's in here. Augie's in here. We got a lot of cars getting in here. Let's get into some super late model action. We're going to get in there just before qualifying. I can't wait. This is going to be good. You know, these guys love this track. We're definitely going to be sending some drivers home here tonight. I'll tell you how many we got in there in just a minute. I got to go ahead and change my title over on SDK. Oops, I had my paper. All right, so you guys can look at that for a minute. I am going to go ahead and change up my screen a little bit. So Knoxville, these guys absolutely love this track. It is going to be interesting to see how this one goes. I didn't look. Did they pre-gen it at all? Let's go out here and see. They did pre-gen it a little bit, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. We're going to jump up to the spotter stand. Gives us a little bit more view. What's up, Lily? I see you out there still. Blake Majula is currently at the top of the charts. Ethan Johnson second. Diesel Jones, Dylan Yeager, Hunter Rich are your top five. Getting ready for tonight's race. There's a couple other names I'm actually surprised I don't see out here. Some guys that I know like running this track. As that is going to be done. Yeah, no, I did see that you got caught up. I mean, Rockefeller did a good job staying, or whoever it was. I think it was Rockefeller. Did a good job staying out of the way, but I know that's the line that you guys needed to be on, for sure. Definitely, it definitely opened it up for him. But the door wasn't horrible. I probably would have done it too, but then again, I don't know if I got enough talent to do it without wrecking you. All right, we got Diesel Jones out on the track in the number 46. I just know we've seen a lot worse out of the big blocks. And that probably wasn't the worst move. As Diesel is going to go ahead and jump out of this one. Look at this. We got Jesse Endricken out there. So Endricken in the number 25 here tonight as he comes out of turn number 4. So let's see what Jesse's able to do. I haven't seen him in a long time in a top split opener. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does tonight up in the mix. I don't know how much he's been racing on the hosted side. As he comes out of turn number 4, let's see where he's going to set the bar here tonight. As he comes across the line, he's going to set it with a 17.497. I agree that, that's probably the one thing I can agree on. Sometimes when the tempers get bad, we need to work on what we say. So definitely agree with that. Speaking of which, I need to turn on the chat because I want to listen to what these guys have to say. So Evan C. going to go to the top of the charts. Who else we got out there? Hayden Tolson out on the track. Let's look to see what he does. The sad part is, here's the biggest issue, and I'm gonna say I got with the iRacing stuff is, in reality, most of the guys out here are not like that in person. They're just different people when you get them on the sim. The other thing is, one day, if he does anything with himself, you guys might end up racing together IRL. And the last thing you want to do is start enemies with somebody, whether it's him, you, or anybody else, that you got to go race on a real life track, because that's just dumb. So Evan C. at the top of the boards right now. Looks like Blake Majulis has taken the track, and he is going to be 9th quickest, which is definitely a surprise for me. As Hayden Tolson going to come across the line to see what he's able to do. Right now it is Evan C., Brady Thompson, Mason Cassidy, Riley Knoll, and Dylan Yeager, your top 5. As that's going to be the end of qualifying. Tolson did not get a lap in. You wait too long, you bail on your lap, you got to make sure you got enough time. And he did not. So he's going to have to put some work in. We definitely have a lot of cars here tonight. Out there with emojis, baby girl. All right, so we got 26 people. 8 people are going to the feature, or 18 people going to the feature. That means we are sending 8 people home here tonight, guys. That is insane. Let's get ready for tonight's starting lineup for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 1, it is going to be the number 33 of Evan C. Outside of him in the number 17 machine, it's going to be Mason Cassidy. Starting inside row number 2 here tonight in the number 48 machine, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Outside of him in the number 82, it's going to be Desmond Busby. Starting inside row number 3 here tonight in the number 10 machine, it's going to be Connor New. Outside of him in the number 13, it's going to be Aiden Beerline. Starting inside row number 4 here tonight in the 00, it's going to be Ethan Bowers. Outside of him in the number 19, it's going to be Mike Augustine. Starting on the inside of row number 5 in the number 11 machine, it's going to be Ethan Johnson. Outside of him in the number 25, it's going to be Jesse Enterkin. Starting inside row number 6, it's going to be Braden Riddle. Outside of him in the number, I forget what number he's in. I always forget Jesse's number. 201, it's going to be Jesse Maines. Then rounding out the field here tonight, rounding out the field here tonight in the number... I guess I got to hit this thing one more time because I don't know who's last. As they're going to go 1 to go. Oh, that is it? No. I don't know why it's not showing the whole grid. There it is. Jesse Main is going to round out the field. Jesse Newsom is the one in the number 12 spot. He's going to start in that number 8 car as they head into turn number 3 and 4. And Marie says, let's go Aiden as they head into turn number 3 and 4, looking for the green flag. This time by Pace Truck is in. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as Evan's going to get on the gas. He needs a good race. He has definitely been on the struggle bus here lately in that number 33 as we got contact. We got the 10 of new. He's sideways as Entrican's going to be doing a wheelie out of turn number 2. Entrican probably got the worst of that one. Got knocked up on the berm doing a wheelie out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. They're 2 and 3 wide. Down the front straightaway as Connor New is trying to get back up to that number 7 spot. Oh, this is definitely going to be hard to pick, Robert. You are not going to lie. It's going to be hard to pick to who even makes it. As right now, it's going to be Mike Augustine in the number 19 in that final transfer spot as they're 3 wide behind him for the number 8 position. Oh, big contact as Connor goes around. Connor goes around as it looked like Ethan Johnson was making big contact with those guys as he's going to jump up to the number 8 spot. Closes the gap on Augie out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Jesse Main. Look at the bottom side of 1 and 2. Can't get it to stick. He's going to fall back. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. We're going to keep an eye on this battle for the final transfer spot. We got a little bit of racing up ahead, but right now this is the spot. This is the spot to watch as Ethan Johnson is definitely closing the gap, and here comes Entrican in the number 25. I'll tell you what, guys, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4, we are, this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to be sending some good drivers home here tonight as they come down the back straightaway with 3 laps to, front straightaway with 3 laps to go down into 1 and 2. Here comes Johnson. Johnson looking up underneath Augie. He's going to set it in 1 and 2. Or 3 and 4. Wow, I don't even know what corner we're in. Ethan Johnson up the track, cut down by Augie. Augie is going to keep the spot down into 1 and 2. Augie going to slide him. Oh, my God, that was crazy. I think, who was that? That was Brayson, I think, sending the haymaker. Somehow does not wreck that thing as we go back to the battle for the transfer spot as it's going to be Ethan Johnson this time by. Here comes Jesse Entrican. Jesse going to dig up in that number 25 as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. White flag is out. Down through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Evan C. Mason Cassidy steals the win from him at the line. Evan C. second. Busby third. Yeager, Beerline, Bowers, Johnson go to the feature here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at that finish again. Holy cow. Or not. Yep, we're going to go back and look at that and then do this. All right, I got to go do this TikTok thing because they make me do a puzzle when they think I'm not doing anything. All right, so watch the run out of Cassidy. He's going to get the run on the outside. Evan C. down low. Cassidy just getting him at the line. What a run to the finish there as we are going to get ready for tonight's heat race number 2 as these guys are going to get ready to pull out on the starting grid. Starting on the pole here tonight in heat race number 2, it's going to be the number 27 of Brady Thompson. Good to see him up front again. Outside of him in the 07, it's going to be Riley Knoll. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 33, it's going to be Hunter Rich. Outside of him in the number 31, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan. Starting inside, row number 3 in the 127, it's going to be Blake Majulis. Outside of him in the number 46, it's going to be Diesel Jones. Starting inside, row number 4, it's going to be Devin Ferguson. Outside of him, it's going to be Sean Smith. Starting inside, row number 4, it's going to be Riley Hutchinson. Outside of him, it's going to be Ryan Flatten. In the number 11 spot, inside row number 6, it's going to be Kyle Carter. Outside of him, it's going to be Gabe Elkins. And rounding out the field here tonight in heat race number 2, it's going to be the 327 of Hayden Tolson. Down into turn number 3 and 4, Brady Thompson going to bring him to the green flag this time by as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Good night, Lily. Looking for that green flag. Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Green flag is out. Brady's going to come up the track. They're going to try to go 3 wide. They do. Brady stepped on it. They were 4 wide. Big contact. The big loser there is going to be Riley Knoll. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Diesel Jones going to be to the point. 5 spots up. 4 wide. Out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. It's going to be Diesel Jones at the line. Still contact 5 wide into turn number 1 and 2. I don't even know how to call this one. This is insane. Oh, they're sideways. Oh, it looks like Hunter Rich and Kyle Carter are going to go around. I don't even know who to put the blame on for that one except everyone, because absolutely nobody lifted as we move back up to the front. Diesel Jones leads the way. Here comes Majulis up underneath Buchanan. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Move Majulis up to the number 2 spot out of turn 4. How about the move for Diesel Jones taking advantage, getting up to the front as we got a battle for second. Here comes Buchanan, almost slides into Jones up the track. Little bit of contact between Ferguson and Majulis out of turn number 2. And Majulis, yep. Out of turn number 2. Here comes Gabe Elkins. Elkins up 8 spots into a transfer spot. Right now, Riley Knoll on the bubble. Tolson just behind him as they head into turn number 1 and 2. This is getting nuts as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Majulis putting the pressure on Buchanan. Oh, we got one hard on the wall. That's going to be Riley Knoll hard on the wall. He's going to be going to the LCQ. That's going to move Hayden Tolson. No, Ryan Flatten into a transfer spot. Oh, no. We got another one broken. That's going to be Devin Ferguson. Nope, he's not broken. He just got tight up the track. He's going to drop out of a transfer spot, move him back to the number 9 position. That's now going to move Hayden Tolson and Ryan Flatten into this one as they're 3 wide down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Oh my God, this is nuts. Brady Thompson is out of a transfer spot. All our front row is out as Thompson going to send it in, tries to get into a transfer spot, but here comes Flatten back down low out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Back and forth for the transfer spot. Flatten's in it. Here comes Thompson back underneath out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Thompson back up the track. Battle for second is about the same, but we're going to stay on this transfer spot. This could get messy. Here comes, oh, that's going to be the end of it. I didn't realize we were last lap. It's going to be Jones, Majulis, Buchanan, Elkins, Hutchinson, Tolson, and Flatten going to the feature here tonight. How about our front row all in the consi for race number 2? That had to be the most insane race I have seen in a while. All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready for the LCQ. Let's go ahead and pull up the starting grid. It is going to be top 4 transferring through. That was insane, Robert. It is absolutely insane. Starting on the pole here tonight in the LCQ, it's going to be the number 25 of Jesse Entricken. Outside of him, in the number 27, it's going to be Brady Thompson. Starting inside, row number 2 in the number 19 machine, it's going to be Mike Augustine. Outside of him, I don't know what number. I don't see him often. What number is he in? In the number 43, it's going to be Devin Ferguson. In the number 5 spot, starting inside, row number 5, is going to be Jesse Newsom. Outside of him, it's going to be Sean Smith. Starting inside, row number 4, it's going to be Jesse Main. Outside of him, it's going to be Riley Knoll. Then in the number 9 spot, starting inside, row number 5, it's going to be Braden Riddle. Outside of him in the 33, it's going to be Hunter Rich. Then rounding out the rest of the field here tonight in row number 6, it's going to be the number 10 of Connor New. Outside of him, it's going to be Kyle Carter. I don't know how to call this one. This is going to be absolutely insane. This might be the wildest. Yeah, this might be the wildest race of the night right here, guys. There are a lot of really, really good drivers in this one. Pace truck's going to pull in, looking for the green flag. Top 4 transfer through. We are setting an 8 home here tonight. Green flag is out as Enterkin sends him into 1 and 2. Here comes Augie. Tries to slide up underneath Thompson. Thompson going to get the run out of turn number 2. Augie sits in line. Top 4 going to go single file. But here comes the number 8 of Jesse Newsom up underneath, looking for that final transfer spot as they are 4 wide behind him. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Connor New. Connor's going to slide in front of Hunter Rich. He's up to the number 7 spot. He needs 3 more positions as Sean is going to get shuffled out as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Oh my God, it is crazy back here as we move back up to the battle for second. Here comes Augie. Augie going to slide into the number 2 spot. Here comes Thompson back up underneath. I mean, if I was those top 3, I'd almost go single file and just pull away from the craziness, as it looks like the top 4 might be doing that as they head through 3 and 4. Connor New is going to shoot himself up into the number 5 spot in turn number 3 and 4. Connor New in the number 10 machine had a horrible heat race. He is on the move in that number 10 machine as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Can he catch the top 4? It's going to be hard to do as they come out of turn number 4. We got big contact. Newsom. No, Hunter Rich is going to be done in the number 33. Back up to the front, battle for that number 2 spot as they come down the back straightaway. This is what Connor New needs. He needs these guys to battle out. Here comes Thompson looking for the lead. Up underneath Entrican. Out of turn number 4. It's going to be 5 laps to go. Connor New in that number 10 machine now having to battle for the number 5 spot. It looked like him and Jesse might have got a little bit of contact as we move back up to the front. Top 4 have pulled away. Here comes Thompson looking back up underneath of Entrican. Out of turn number 4. He's got to get back in line. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Entrican going to slide up the track. Thompson going to get the run. Runs that high side down the back straightaway. Riley Knoll is out. Only 7 cars left on the track as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 3 to go as Entrican gets the wall. Here comes Brady Thompson. Thompson going to go down low into turn number 1 and 2. These guys have to be careful. They don't want to make contact. Oh, Connor New's going to be done. 6 cars left on the track. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, through turn number 3 and 4. They're going to get 2 to go at the line. Here comes Augie. He wants to give the lead a shot. Augie going to lead it into turn number 1 and 2. Contact between him and Entrican. Pinched him down up on the berm. Augie does the jump into Entrican. I don't know if he really pinched him down, but he definitely up over the berm as Entrican going to fall back to the number 4 spot. Thompson's going to take advantage. He's going to lead that time by. White flag is out. Oh, Entrican sent it into turn number 1 and 2. I don't know what he was trying to do there as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Thompson going to lead it through turn number 3 and 4. Give him the win here in the LCQ. It's going to be Devin in second, Augie in third, Entrican in fourth. Well, there's going to be some tempers after this one. Entrican was not happy with Augie, but I don't know. I feel like he might have squeezed him down a little bit, and Augie just hit the berm. I mean, it's just one of those things that happen, even if he didn't pinch him down. I mean, you're at Knoxville. That's just one of those things that happen. All right, we're going to get ready for tonight's main event. It is going to be 50 laps here tonight. When we get done with this one, we'll probably just jump in a random, like a 358 or something, depending on where they're racing. And we are going to get ready for tonight's starting lineup. Man, how about Cassidy with that win in the heat race? What a win over Evan C. We're going to go ahead and start with him as he is going to start on the pole here tonight in that number 17. Give it to Mason Cassidy. Outside of him in the number 46, it's going to be Diesel Jones. Starting inside. Music's always better with the starting lineup. Starting on the inside of row number 2 in the number 33 machine, it's going to be Evan C. Outside of him in the 127, it's going to be Blake Manjulas. Starting inside row number 3 here tonight in the 82 machine, it's going to be Desmond Busby. Outside of him in the 31, it's going to be Robbie Buchanan. Starting inside row number 4 here tonight in the 48, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Outside of him in the 07, it's going to be Gabe Elkins. Starting inside row number 5 in the number 13 machine, it's going to be Aiden Beerline. Outside of him in the number 2, it's going to be Riley Hutchinson. Starting inside row number, I did it a little too soon. Row number 6 here tonight. it is going to be Ethan Bowers. Outside of him in the 327, it's going to be Hayden Tolson. Starting inside, row number 7 in the number 11, it's going to be Ethan Johnson. Outside of him in the number 15, it's going to be Ryan Flatten. Starting inside, row number 8 here tonight in the number 27B, it's going to be Brady Thompson. Outside of him in the number 43, it's going to be Devin Ferguson. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 9 row, it's going to be the number 19 of Mike Augustine. Outside of him, it's going to be the number 25 of Jesse Edgerkin. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. We got them stacked up 2 by 2, waiting on that pace car to pull off. Who's it going to be tonight after 50 laps? Green flag is out. Harold's going for Gabe Elkins as they come down the back straightaway. Big jump by Mason Cassidy as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Evan C going to slide into second. Diesel Jones back to third. Here comes Majulis looking up underneath into turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, they are 2 by 2 all the way through the field. Definitely a lot more mild than those heat races. They got 50 laps to survive here tonight. And I don't know if the supers are like the big blocks, but these big tracks definitely like to eat up tires as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Majulis trying to take that number 3 position. Out of turn number 4, Majulis going to ride that berm on the inside. He's going to have the number 3 spot at the line this time by. Here comes C looking for the lead in turn number 1 and 2. Side by side, still all the way through the field. Buchanan going to fall back. Somehow finds a place up in line as they head through turn number 3 and 4. What a battle all the way through the field. Out of turn number 4 to the line. It's going to be Evan C. at the line that time by. Evan going to continue to lead down on the bottom side under turn number 2. Finally completes the pass as Cassidy get in line as he is going to be a Majulis C sandwich into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Majulis down low. Majulis going to get up underneath Cassidy as they head into 1 and 2. He's going to hit the berm, slides up the track, parks it on his nose. Here comes Diesel Jones down low. Oh, they're going to be 3 wide for the number 3 spot into turn number 3 and 4. A little bit of contact there as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Yeager down low. Cassidy's going to get shuffled out down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Busby going to get that inside berm. Gets a little squirrely there. That's going to allow Gabe Elkins up underneath him in the 07. Down the back straightaway. He's going to take that spot away as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Jones up underneath Yeager. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, going to be Diesel Jones down low, trying to take that spot away from Yeager. Yeager going to dig the high side. He's got a big run out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, as they jockey for position behind him as they head into 3 and 4. Out front is going to be Evan C. and Blake Majulis. If these guys mess around too long, those two are going to walk away from them as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Side by side from 5th on back as they come out of turn number 2. They're going to get back down to single file as Gabe Elkins has slid his way up into the number 5 position. So how about Gabe Elkins on the move? You got to wonder what the tire wear might look like. Can he hold on to those tires as they are only 8 laps into this one as Busby tries to find his way around Cassidy. Cassidy with the big run on the outside in that number 17. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Oh my God, Tolson up the track. Johnson all over him as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Buchanan going to jump up in front of him. Big run for Tolson out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Drag race looking for turn number 3 and 4. This is the battle for 8th. This is where it gets really crazy as we got a battle for the lead. Here comes Majulis looking up underneath C. Majulis going to get up underneath that 33, not able to hold on to it in the bottom of turn number 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. But I'll tell you what, Majulis is saving tire, rolling that bottom side. It's going to be interesting to see what happens late on this one with those different tire strategies. Who will come out ahead? Could we see a good battle between teammates up at the front as Dylan Yeager tries to close the gap? We're going to go back to the battle for that number 6 spot as Cassidy going to hold on. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Great racing all the way through the track. Definitely a 180 from what we've seen in heat race number 2. These guys definitely calmed down a bit. They know it's a long time as looked like the 31 of Buchanan got that inside berm. Almost made a big mistake there, but able to keep it out of the other cars as they head through turn number 3 and 4. This is a great battle between Cassidy and Busby. Busby's going to toss it in there, throws it up the track. Here comes Cassidy back down with a cut down out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Cassidy now up the track. Busby going to cut down out of turn number 4, back and forth for that number 6 spot. Man, they got to be sitting there with a smile because this is a great race for that number 6 position. Busby going to slide up the track. Here comes Cassidy back down low. Drag race down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Cassidy going to slide up. Busby back up underneath out of turn number 4. They are swapping positions back and forth down into 1 and 2. Here comes Busby. He's going to send it, but gets onto the nose of Cassidy. He shouted out an apology there, but there is some nose damage on that number 17. I don't know if you can see it, but it definitely bent that nose up a little bit. Will that affect him? This track is very... aerodynamics definitely plays a role here, as here comes Hayden Tolson. He's looking to shuffle it up for that number 6 spot. Down out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Oh, that's got to be disappointing for Cassidy. It looks like he might have lost a little bit here. That nose damage might be hurting him as they head through turn number 1 and 2. He's going to dig back on the outside as he's got Tolson up underneath into turn number 3 and 4. Tolson going to try to take that spot for 7th out of turn number 4. I think he's going to have it. He is as they come across the line. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Look at this. Gabe Elkins on the move as he is putting the pressure on the 46 of Diesel Jones into turn number 3 and 4. 18, making 19 laps into this one as the leaders are trying to go side by side. They're going to get back single file into turn number 1 and 2. You know, I got to wonder how that chat goes with those two sometimes because you know they're super competitive with each other. I'm talking about C and Majulis. That has to be interesting as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway. So far, keeping it lean and green as we have 20 laps in the books. We got 30 laps to go. Oh my God, Johnson just threw a haymaker on Cassidy. Cassidy back with the cut down. Yeah, I gotta wonder if that damage is hurting Cassidy there, as he's definitely got a little bit of the hood up as they head through turn number 3 and 4. He is now falling back as Johnson has gone around him out of turn number 4. Caution flag comes out. First caution flag of the night. Is he just gonna stop on the track? Really? I hate that shit. That's cheating. Like, if you spin and stay on the track, I get it. But to just stop on the track to draw the caution because you're not fast enough or you had contact earlier and you're way behind the field, that's cheating. I'm sorry. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you agree with that statement. Let me know in the chat. I just think that's very unsportsmanlike. I'm hitting the button. It doesn't work. Ask for a 1 degree. All right, so good racing through the field. These guys keeping it lean and green for 21 laps. They're going to head it into turn number 1 and 2. Evan C. and Majulis have dominated this one here tonight. Does anybody have anything for him? I'll tell you what, this might not be good news for these guys because Dylan Yeager is now on their back bumper, and we all know Dylan Yeager's fast. So this could get real interesting. This could go to a 3 or 4 man race here when it was just a 2-1. Those two did not want to see the caution up at the front. Well, maybe Majulis. I don't know. We'll see if he runs the top side. He has been rolling the bottom side, saving those tires. Let's see if he rips that top side, tries to take the lead and go back down to the bottom. We're going to find out here as we got 1 to go to green as they head into 1 and 2. 1 to green down the back straightaway. They are going to stack them up 2 by 2. Who's it going to be here tonight? Make sure you guys get those likes, shares, and follows out there. Let's get some people up in the chat as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Looking for that green flag. Pace truck is in. Green flag is out. Green flag's out as Evans going to slide up the track with Julius right behind him as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Yeager down on the bottom side out of turn number 2, down the front straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4, or back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. But Julius almost into the back of C as they head into turn number 3. He had to back out of it, but he's going to try to dig down low. Can't quite get there. And how about this? Diesel Jones has jumped into that number 3 spot. Oh, here comes Desmond Busby. Busby's going to grab the wall, but Busby up to 5th as they're side by side for lead, side by side for 3rd as they come out of turn number 4. Battle for the lead. Majulis up high. Majulis down low. Evans C up high. Down into 1 and 2. Majulis going to slide him. C back down low out of turn 2. Drag race down the back straightaway. Oh, it's a 4-man race right now. Can Busby get up in the mix? And you know Hayden Dolson is capable as they come out of turn number 4. We got one in the wall. I think it was it was Brady Thompson in the wall back in the back. He's going to keep it going straight as they head through 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 26 laps in the books. We got 24 to go as, man, they are trying to wreck each other back there. They are definitely back there trying to wreck each other as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Slide job by Augie, cut down by Thompson as they battle for the number 14 spot. Back up to the front, it is going to be Majulis leading the way. Evans C in second. Jones, how about Jones? Oh, Tolson into the side of Busby back there. That's going to allow Gabe Elkins. Gabe Elkins, I don't know where he's going. He is all over the place. Where are you going, Elkins? Get back in line as they come out of turn number 4. Looked like Elkins kind of got forced in the middle there after they had contact up in front of him, and it gets him a little wonky. That was wild. As Ethan Johnson going to take advantage. He's going to take the spot. But here comes Elkins. He's going to thread the needle up the track, but Johnson back up underneath him. He's going to have to spot that time by. Great battles on the track as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Johnson going to get the wall. Big run for Elkins. Elkins going to ship it almost into the back of Tolson into turn number 3 and 4. Elkins into the wall. Oh, Elkins just cost himself a whole lot. Here comes Cassidy up underneath. Cassidy going to slide him in turn number 1 and 2. Up the track. Elkins going to stay in the gas. Into the wall. Cassidy gave him the room, but Elkins still tried to squeeze it in there. Got in the wall. That's going to cost him another spot as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Entrican in the number 25 as they head into 1 and 2. Elkins definitely struggling a bit now. I'm wondering if those tires are gone as Beerline's going to get around him, but he's going to dive up underneath as we got Entrican and Cassidy throwing slide jobs as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Oh, nope. Okay. I thought Yeager had lost some positions, but he's still in the number 4 spot as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Yeager all over the back of Jones. Jones going to pitch him down the track. Jones up the track. Yeager going to keep it down low. Out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Can Yeager find his way back into 3rd as they head into 1 and 2? Diesel going to slide up the track. Here comes Yeager down low. Big run out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 and 4. Jones going to try to pinch him down a bit. Slides up the track. Bangs the wall. Here comes Yeager. Give the number 3 spot to Yeager this time by. Down into 1 and 2. Yeager going to throw the slide. This is drawing Busby and in that number 82. Don't count out Busby. We don't see him often, but he's definitely got the ability, but he's going to lose a ton of ground out of turn number 2. Out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, it is Blake Majulis now leading the way. Evan C in second. Dylan Yeager 3rd. Jones and Busby, your top 5 as they come out of turn number 2. 15 laps to go as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 14 to go at the line. Majulis leads the way. Evan C in second. Who has more tires? That's going to be the question here at the end of this one. If Evans really been saving tires, which I don't know if he's been saving as much as Majulis, is he going to have enough at the end to find his way around the 127? We're going to find out here soon as they head through turn number 3 and 4 because this is going to be 13 laps to go. 13 laps to go as they come down the front straightaway, down into 1 and 2. Here comes Yeager. Yeager going to bang the wall out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, closes the gap. on Evan C. Down into turn number 3 of 4. It is going to be 12 laps to go at the line. It is definitely a 3-horse race. Could we get 4 or more? We're going to find out here soon as they head through turn number 1 and 2. I'll tell you what, Jones is not slow, but I do think he's falling back off. Busby definitely with a little bit of speed here too. We're going to find out. And Ethan Jones has made his way up into the number 6 spot. Does he have anything left in that number 11? Back into turn number 1 and 2. Yeager trying to close the gap. He is definitely closing the gap. It doesn't look like that because he's taking the high side in 1 and 2. Those guys taking the bottom, but he gains all of it down the back straightaway. He is all over the back of C as they come out of turn number 4. It is 10 laps to go. Inside 10 laps to go. Evan C going to get back on the back bumper of the 127 of Majulis. Here comes Yeager with a big run down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be C leading the way. C up to the cushion. He's going to get the run out of 4. Majulis up on the cushion. He's going to get the run out of 4. Here comes C down low into 1 and 2. C going to get up underneath him out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Yeager with a big run. Thinks about 3 wide. Yellow flag comes out. This is not what we didn't want to see because this was about to get good. All right, looks like Gabe Elkin's going to get caught up in this one. He was struggling. I think he used up his tires. Definitely got some damage on the nose of that thing. Let's see. He just sent it in and bam. Yeah, he was clobbering the wall a lot. That's going to cost him. He's going to take the tow. That is going to be the end of his night. I'll tell you what, this battle up front was definitely starting to heat up. You're going to gotta wonder what this caution's going to do, cooling down these tires here tonight. All right, let's see where we at now as they come out of turn number 2. I don't think we are one to go yet as these guys get it stacked up single file. This will be a single file restart. It is going to be 8 laps to go when they take the green flag. This could get interesting. Diesel Jones has had some speed. He could shake things up a little bit here, at least on the restart with cooler tires. Busby's had some speed. And I'm never going to count out Ethan Johnson in that number 11. They're going to come out of turn on number 4. Should get 1 to go this time by. Who do you think is going to win this one, guys? Let me know in the chat. Where are you guys at? Who do you think is going to be tonight's winner for the super late models? And remember, we got UMPs still up and coming later in about, 15 minutes. As we look for the green flag out of turn number 4. They got them stacked up 2 by 2. When will Majulis fire him off? Will he get a big start? Will Evan C time it right as the green flag is out? Good jump by Majulis, but he gets sideways. Doesn't get as big a jump as he wants. Evan C, though, with big pressure from Dylan Yeager. Down through turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be single file for the leaders. Here comes Yeager with a big run out of turn number 2. He's definitely got some speed. Could these guys be in trouble? Through turn number 3 and 4. 7 to go at the line. Who has anything for Majulis? Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. They're going to stay in line 4 now. It is chaos behind them. We could end up with another caution. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Yeager. Yeager looking for second. He's going to roll it through turn number 3 and 4. C back with the cut down. Drag race down the front straightaway. But Jules has to be loving this as they head into 1 and 2. C gonna send it into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Yeager with a big run on the outside, down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Evan C secures that number 2 spot back. Oh, Yeager into the wall. Yeager's going to get the wall. That is definitely going to cost him a bit as these guys get spread out up at the front into turn number 1 and 2. 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go and chaos back here from about 6 on back. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Will somebody get murdered? They're going to keep it clean and green so far as they come out of turn number 4. It is going to be 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. Great racing through the field. Here comes Diesel Jones up underneath Busby. He's going to slide it into turn number 3 and 4. Busby going to look to the outside. Top 3 still single file out of turn 4. 3 laps to go. Here comes Busby back to the bottom. Busby going to slide into turn number 1 and 2. Diesel Jones with the run. Tries to cut up underneath. Almost runs into the back of the 82 of Busby. Down the back straightaway. Busby playing a little defense. Pinches Jones down low. Out of turn number 4. Who's going to have that spot at the line? Is going to be Busby in the number 4 spot at the line that time by. And I'll tell you what, Evan C. has caught Blake Majulis. We might have to jump back up there as they come down the back straightaway. Looking for turn at number 3 and 4. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Will they give us the show we want? Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. 1 lap to go. Majulis, the Pod Piper, out front. Evan C. in second. Dylan Yeager in third. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. One last time. Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be Majulis with the win. Evan C., Dylan Yeager, Busby, Jones, your top 5. All right, we are going to go ahead and pull up the results. It is going to be Blake Majulis with the win here tonight. Evan C. in second. Dylan Yeager in third. Busby going to be in that number 4 spot. Diesel Jones in 5th. Ethan Johnson in the number 6 spot. Mason Cassidy in 7th. Hayden Toulson in 8th. Buchanan going to be in 9th here tonight. Aiden Beerline in 11th or 10th. Mike Augustine in 11th. Going to be Jesse Entrican in that number 12 spot. Hutchinson in 13th. Devin Ferguson 14th. Bowers 15th. Elkins 16th. Thompson 17th. And Ryan Flatten in that number 18th position. What's up, Wheels? How you been, buddy? How have you frickin' been? All right, I'm going to go see. What do we got going on right now? Officials that have gone live. We're going to go see. We're going to go see what we're going to go watch. Oh, if I hit the right button. That was definitely a great late model show. We're going to have a little intermission here where we're going to maybe pull up like 358s or something and watch that. They are at Oswego, which is where the UMP Modifieds are going to be. How many they got in the session? I don't know. Do they have any good guys in there? I guess would be the best question. There's some all right ones. All right, let's go see what we got for other officials, but it probably is going to be the 358s we jump in on. Let's go see 360s are at Fairbury. Oh, that could be rough. Oh, that's not even live. Okay. That is not even up. Let's see. We got 410s. Where are they at? They're at I-55. Oh, we do have a 360 at Fairbury. Oh, how many we got in there? Well, we don't have many. We're going to go watch the 358s, I think. Because I think that's going to be our best opportunity. 2 weeks in test and tune. Right? All right, let's go ahead and pull up the 358s. I'm going to go ahead and put up my screen here. Don't go anywhere. We are just jumping into the 358s. What a super late model race. That was phenomenal. That was absolutely phenomenal. We are going to jump in over here. You're coming for that championship? Nice. It's going to be some work. You know, we all know how those tracks are, Brewerton and Fulton. I probably won't be there this year, though. All right, it is a 3K SOF at Oswego in the 358s. We're going to use this to kill the next 10 minutes. And we are going to get ready for UMP Modifieds at Oswego. Oh, they all moved out? Would they move up? I mean, you're going to have to deal with Hollenbeck. I'll tell you what, Hollenbeck can freaking drive. That kid's been impressive. Last year made me change my whole opinion about him. And he's going to run Fulton and Brewerton, and that seat time means a lot. Minita's going to be hard to beat. All right, let's see. We got 358s here at Oswego. .358. All right, looks like qualifying. Was that qualifying? Just coming to an end, and we are going to get into tonight's main event for the 358s. Gonna be a tough, yeah. I mean, you got to, yeah. Oh, okay. I'll move to sprint. Yeah, Hollenbeck is gonna be tough for sure. What the fuck? How did I end up with a driver's line on? I definitely did not click the driver's line. Maybe I accidentally clicked it earlier. Why are my pedals not working? Oh, that's got me I don't know why I don't have the right wheel on. That's why it says no gearbox. Okay. I remember. I ran a little yeah, he's got some raw talent. I mean, like, I don't think he's got the funding a lot of the guys do, too. Some of the real good guys. All right, it is gonna be a little bit of a field here tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna get through all these guys, but we're gonna try. It is gonna be Levi Frank starting on the pole. Gavin Ropchin in that number 2 spot. Gonna be Daniel Case in 3rd. Evans in 4th. Zachary Evans in that number 5 spot. Smith in 6th. Going to be Blevins in the number 7 position. Kyle in 8th. Day in 9th. Matt York in 10th. Going to be Tanner in that number 11 spot. Nick Cooper in 12th. And John Bragman in that number 13 spot. 30 laps here, and then we are going to go over to UMP races. Yeah, he figured something out last year. He definitely did. I was impressed. He's got some things to learn. You saw those rookie mistakes, but, man, he looked good. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Levi on the gas. Going to be Rob Chan in that number 2 spot. All right, so a couple weeks ago when we watched 358s, Rob Chan got stuck behind a car and couldn't find his way around. It was at Kern, such a tight track, as he's going to be in the number 2 spot. Let's see if he is able to do. He's got sponsors this year, though. Yeah, I hope so. I want to see him do it. It's nice to see some new people up there, too. Into turn number 1 and 2, going to be Levi leading the way. Robchan in 2nd. Let's scroll through the field as we got a battle back here. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. I don't know who's who in this. I really have no clue who is who, so let me go figure out who this is. All right, so the 35 is going to be Nick Cooper. He's going to roll the bottom through 1 and 2. Big move for the number 35. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Looks like Mikey going to get that inside wall on entry at turn number 3 and 4 as Nick Cooper is on the move down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Battle's going to be behind him for that number 4 spot. Looks like Mikey's going to take it down the back straightaway. They're going to battle side by side. Now into turn number 3 and 4. Rob Chan losing ground on Levi into turn number 1 and 2. Will he be able to get there? It's going to be Levi leading the way. Gavin in 2nd. Nick Cooper in that number 3 spot. He's way back. He is down 4 I ratings sitting in the number 3 spot. Just to give you an idea, as they head through turn number 3 and 4, Levi leads the way as these guys have pretty much single filed it out. It's a little crazy back here as they come out of turn number 4. Back up into that number 5 spot. It's going to be the number 7 of Daniel Case. Can John or Zach catch him as they head through turn number 3 and 4? Will we end up with a battle as they come out of turn number 4? It's going to be 6 laps complete. Levi continues to lead the way. Gavin in second. Nick Cooper and Mikey Blevins, your top 4. We're watching for 5th on back. Daniel Case has it. John Bragman wants it. Bragman starting shotgun on the field. He's up 7 spots. How about Nick Cooper is up 9 positions to number 3, and he is definitely closing the gap on Robchan. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, can Cooper make his way into the number 2 spot? He needs that spot. He really needs that spot. He is losing I rating back here in the number 3 spot. Just tells you how strong he is compared to the rest of the field. Him and Gavin pretty close. This could be a swap. This could put Gavin down or even if Gavin finishes in the number 3 spot as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Bobby, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I'm sure we got a couple follows and I missed them. 9 laps complete. We got 4 minutes to the UMPs. After this one, we will be jumping over there. This is a 30-lap race. We might jump over a little bit early. They do have 5 minutes of practice, so I'm not in a huge hurry. As here comes Nick Cooper. Cooper putting the pressure on Robchan. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Cooper looking up underneath Robchan, trying to give him the room. They make a little contact. Cooper again sideways. He's going to lose ground as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Levi leading the way. Gavin is trying to protect that number 2 spot. Cooper in second. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Cooper's back to the back bumper, almost into the back of Robchan. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Can Cooper find his way around? Can Robchan protect? Cooper's going to go to the high side in turn number 3 and 4. You got to be careful. It gets bumpy. That wall will grab you. Here comes Cooper with the run down the front straightaway. Let's see if he looks forward in 1 and 2. Nope, he's going to stay on the high side through turn number 1 and 2. I don't know if there's anything up there for him as they come out of turn number 2. He's going to lose a ton of ground. It might have worked in 3 and 4. Definitely did not work in turn number 1 and 2. He's going to have to reel Robchan back in as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 13 laps to complete. 13 laps complete. We got 17 to go. How about Cooper all the way back to the back bumper? Robchan into turn number 1 and 2. He just gained a ton of ground on the number 2 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 14 laps complete at the line. We got 16 to go. We got a battle for second into 1 and 2. Robchan in that number 2 just trying to hold his line, making Cooper try to find his way around. Cooper going to go to the high side in turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, lap traffic up ahead. Here comes Cooper. Cooper to the outside in turn number 1 and 2. Oh, that he wanted to be on the inside, but he's got it holding up on the high side. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Drag race looking for turn number 3 and 4. Biggest question right now is where is that lap car of Tanner going to go? He's going to go to the outside. Cooper trying to figure out where to go as they head down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Wow, Tanner disappeared, which helped Cooper out a lot. He's still side by side with Robchan. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4, side by side. Look at Cooper rip the high side out of turn 4, able to hold on at the line. It was going to be Robchan at the line that time by 13 laps to go. Still side by side for the lead. Levi out front 3.3 seconds as these two race for second. Side by side into turn number 3 and 4. Can Gavin hold on? I'll tell you what, Cooper's going to grab it that time by cuts down in front of Robchan through turn number 1 and 2. Gavin's going to dig back on the inside. It's going to be a drag race down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Gavin's going to have the advantage into turn number 3 and 4. But out of 4, watch the run for Cooper. Down the front straightaway. Robchan going to have it at the line that time by. What a battle out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. side by side. Who's it going to be at the line this time? It's going to be Cooper at the line. Oh, they almost make contact into 1 and 2. Cooper able to hold it down. Robchan not able to dig back up underneath him. Cooper's going to take the spot. So Cooper really had to work for that number 2 spot. And I'll tell you what, both of them are up now. So they're going to be a little bit happier as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. We got 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go into turn number 1 and 2. Remember, guys, we are jumping over to the UMPs here in just a few minutes as they come through turn number 3 and 4. We're watching the battle for second. Cooper is driving away out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Back up to the, somebody said something was scary. I don't know what it was, but it was probably that lap car. As Cooper is starting to pull away. Let's go back here, and Mikey all by himself. Daniel, John is just as far back. That hasn't changed much. Let's go scroll through as these guys, it was probably that lap car, as they've navigated their way around Tanner out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go as we move back up to the front. Yeah, Gavin's got nothing for Cooper. That's probably not going to get interesting, but this one might. I'll tell you what, John is looking for a line to try to catch Daniel Case. He is out there hunting. Can he find that number 7? I'm going to go get situated for that UMP race as they come out of 4. Oh, he's going to grab the wall. Big contact. That might have taken his opportunity away. Ooh, Dylan Yeager is in the UMP race. As we move back up to the front, it's going to be Levi Frink leading the way. He is 3.2 seconds out front over Nick Cooper in second. Rob Chan third. Mikey Blevins in fourth. Daniel Case in fifth. Matt York in that number 7 spot. Or John in sixth. Matt York in seventh. Kyle in 8th. Zachary in 9th. We might have a battle for the number 8 spot as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Leader just got 3 laps to go as they head out of turn number 4. We're going to watch these guys back here down the front straightaway. Now they have 3 laps to go into 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's going to be Levi leading the way. Nick Cooper in second. Ooh, Kyle's going to blink out a little bit there. Could that create an issue? As Zach tries to close the gap out of turn number 4. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Make it 1 to go for the leader as they put the 12 another lap down. Down into turn number 1 and 2. One last time for the number 6 of Levi Frink. Down the back straightaway through turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in there. He's just got one more set of corners to go to reach that checkered flag. He's going to take the win. Green to checker here tonight. It's going to be Levi Frink. Nick Cooper going to be in that number 2 spot. Rob Chan in 3rd. Blevins is going to bring it home in 4th. Daniel Case in 5th. All right, I'm just waiting for it to pop the results up, and we will jump over there. Might help if I actually click on the right thing, right, guys? I was clicking on the grid. That's not going to work. All right, it's going to be Levi with the win. Nick Cooper in second. Rob Chan in third. Mikey Blevins going to be in that number 4 spot. Case in 5th. Going to be Bragman in the number 6 spot. York in 7th. Stevens in that number 8 spot. I had to look at it because I've never seen Stevens spelled that way. Going to be Zachary Evans in the number 9 spot. Jarek Evans in 10th. Thomas Smith in 11th. Tanner Edmond in 12th. And James Day in that number 13 spot. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to pop this little screen up here, and we are going to jump over into the UMP Modifieds. I just want to save this. So we are going to go ahead and save this and jump up over into the UMP Modifieds. They're going to be in qualifying about the time we get in there. Perfect timing. We didn't have to watch all the practice. And I will tell you what that SOF is. And if we are sending, well, I won't know until we get in there if we're sending anybody home because I don't feel like counting them. All right, so the SOF, only a 2,500 SOF. That is actually the softest SOF I have seen in the UMP Modifieds. You know, it is Oswego. This is a big track. This is going to be like Bristol, kind of a little bit big, but it could be interesting. I just feel like it's going to be bottom feeding. That's what I think is going to happen here. These guys are just going to roll the inside wall because the UMPs are a little underpowered. All right, getting up in the session, guys. Who's ready for the final race of the day?
Feel the thunder roll, the clays flying, engines roaring full.
Who is ready for tonight's final races? These guys are going to get it lined up. They are going out for qualifying. We're going to go ahead and jump over here. Remember, the paints will take a minute to go ahead and catch up as we got Dylan Yeager out on the track here in qualifying. So Dylan Yeager out there putting down his qualifying run as we got in just in time for qualifying. UMP Modifieds here tonight at Oswego. As Dylan Yeager comes out of turn number 4 to complete his first lap of the night. Let's see where he's going to set that bar as he comes across the line. Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh, he was with a 19.572. So Yeager going to take that quick time. T. Clem is out there. We'll see where T. Clem's able to put it here tonight. Dylan Yeager out there with the quick time. Augie's out there putting down a lap as he comes out of turn number 4. Let's see where he is going to put it here tonight as he starts his first lap of the night. Down the back straightaway looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Let's see where Augie puts that number 19 at on the boards out of turn 4. Man, he ripped the high side. Will that be a good lap as he comes across the line? He's going to be third quick on the night with a 19.849. T-Club has hit the track as I'll tell you what, Augie going to the bottom side. Does he think lap number 2 is going to be a little bit quicker as he comes out of turn number 4 across the line? Does he pick up the pace? He goes quick time with a 19.532 T-Clem. He's going to go into the number 3 spot. Is he in the number 99 tonight? That is a different number for T-Clem as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Will he be able to pick up the pace on lap number 2 also as he comes across the line? T-Clem's going to keep it in that number 3 spot. Wow. I actually, we got a couple guys that have some poor internet connections. Oh, they're related. All right, we are going to get ready for tonight's heat race number 1. Looks like we got 17 cars. We will be sending one home here tonight. All right, let's get ready for heat race number 1. That was a heater, Augie. I did see your message. All right, let's go ahead and pull up tonight's starting lineup here in heat race number 1. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 19 machine, it's going to be Mike Augustine. Starting in second on the outside of row number 1, it's going to be the 99K of T. Clem. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 20 machine, it's going to be Bryson Witherspoon. Outside of him in the number 74, it's going to be Donnie Watts. What's up, Donnie? Look at that. You made the stream. Starting inside row number 3, it is going to be DJ Bachelor, maybe I'm butchering it. Maybe I'm not. Starting on the outside, it's going to be the number 6 of Elliot Neal. Starting inside, row number 4 in the number 56 machine, it's going to be... Oh, no. in the number 2 machine, it's going to be Morgan Offord. Outside of him, in the number 78, it's going to be Stephen R. And Jacob did not grid up. So we are sending one person home here tonight, but that one person is probably not here. It's going to be Jacob. He did not get in here. He might make it for the LCQ. We'll see. As we are going to look for some green flag action when they get the one to go at the line this time by. All right, guys, let me know out in the chat who's your pick. I bet you Augie is picking Augie. All right, looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Augie leads the way. T. Clem on the outside. They're going to get the one to go. Make sure you wave it to your favorite as they head into turn number 1 and 2. I'll tell you what, there's a couple drivers, like Donnie, seeing him up in here. I mean, I know he wouldn't normally make it with some of these guys. T. Clem could use this confidence boost, so he should have a good run here tonight. So this is definitely a good one for him as they come down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. This time by, when is Augie going to fire him off? And then Yeager's going to be fun to watch. I got a feeling it's still going to be a good race up at the front, even though it is a softer SOF. Green flags out as they come out of turn number 4. Big jump by Augie. T. Clem easily into the number 2 spot. Bryson Witherspoon going to be in second as Donnie Watts is trying to fight for his life through turn number 1 and 2 in that number 74. So you got to finish top 6 to transfer through automatically as they head through turn number 3 and 4. I think everybody's going to make it. But big door from Bryson Witherspoon. Bryson all into T. Clem as they head into turn number 1 and 2. I'm sure he said something in Discord. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Here comes Bryson looking down low, down the back straightaway as Donnie Watts going to try to put the move on DJ as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 2 laps complete. This is a big track for these cars. It might be some of the reason why the field count is a little bit low as they head through turn. But I haven't seen bad racing at Oswego. Like, it's Oswego probably produces some of the best racing on the sim. So I don't know why they didn't want to try it. Out of turn number 4, Augie going to lead it with 3 laps complete, walking away from T. Clem and Bryson as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Augie going to lead the way. Halfway through, 4 laps complete. We got 4 laps to go as they come out of turn number 4. All right, for the final transfer spot right here, right now, Elliot O'Neill, I think it technically is, in that number 6 spot. Morgan Offord in the number 7 spot. He's trying to look low in that number 2 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Will he find his way around and into a guaranteed spot as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway? Going to be 3 laps to go as we continue to watch the battle for 6th. Right now, Elliott able to hold on in that number 6. He's got Morgan all over the back of him through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 2 to go at the line. 2 laps to go. The battle for second looks like it could be heating up again as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Augie has walked away from the field. 2.8 seconds out front. Coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Augie. T. Clem has moved up to the outside. He's looking for a little something different. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. That allowed Bryson to close the gap. Here comes Donnie Watts in the 74. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. It's going to be Augie taking the win here in heat race number 1. Who's going to get second at the line? It's going to be T. Clem, Bryson, Donnie Watts, DJ, Elliott, all going to tonight's feature. Morgan and Steven going to the consi. As that is going to be the end of heat race number 1. Will Jacob make it in here? That's going to be the question. Jacob is still not in here. All right, we're going to get Colin instead of Steven this time. All right, 8 cars, top 6 guaranteed into tonight's feature. Everybody else to the LCQ. I think everybody's going to make it, like I said. Or we're going to play it as if, That guy can jump in and screw it all up, and we'll be sending one person home. Starting on the pole here tonight in the number 48 machine in heat race number 2, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Outside of him, I have no idea what these guys' numbers are. In the number 69, it's going to be Blake Henn. Starting inside row number 2 in the number 44 machine, it's going to be Troy Carlisle. Outside of him, in the number 18, it's going to be Dylan Patterson. Starting inside, row number 3 in the number 7 machine is going to be Jason Stevens. Outside of him, in the number 15, it's going to be Aaron Huffaker. That sounds like I'm saying a bad word. Starting inside, row number... We got a pair of 13s. Row number 4 is going to be the 13 of Gerald Deming. Outside of him, in the other number 13, it's going to be Colin R. Looking for the green flag this time by as they get 1 to go at the line. 1 to go. Looking for that green flag. Will Yeager bring it in for the win here in heat race number 2? I think more than likely he is going to. As they come out of turn number 2, stacked up 2 by 2, looking for the green flag this time by. Into turn number 3 and 4. Pace truck is on pit road. This race is on. Dylan Yeager. When's he going to fire off? Green flag is out on turn number 4. Wonder if he was just toying with him a little bit. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. It is going to be Yeager leading the way. Troy in second. Blake in third. Dylan in fourth. Battle for that number 5 spot down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Gerald down low into turn number 4. Gerald trying to roll that number 13. He's going to battle just ahead of these guys as the 18 of Dylan going to slide Blake. Blake now back to the number 4 spot. He's going to cut down out of turn number 2. Up underneath looking for 3 and 4. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Dylan Yeager leading the way. Troy in second. Battle's going to be for that number 3 spot. Blake going to get there. Here comes Patterson back down low into turn number 1 and 2. Blake Henn going to slide up, bang that wall, get back up underneath. No, can't quite get there as Patterson is taking that spot away. Henn going to go to the high side, gets tight, almost into the wall. Out of turn number 4, going to be 3 laps complete. 3 laps complete as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Looks like Blake is starting to fade as Dylan Yeager is driving away through turn number 3 and 4. Do we have a battle anywhere? Looks like this is going to be the battle on the track for the number 5 spot. Jason has it. Gerald wants it out of turn 4. And I'll tell you what, Aaron is trying to close the gap for that final transfer spot as they head for 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 3 laps to go at the line. This is a hard race to watch. They're too spread out. Down into 1 and 2 right now. Heat race number 2 out on the track. The Yeager walking away from the field 2 seconds out front as he comes across the line. He gets 2 to go heading into 1 and 2. Battle for the number 2 spot starting to heat up. I'll tell you what, Dylan's got some speed in that number 18. He could be a contender here tonight as they come down the back straightaway. A little bit of contact with Troy. Troy going to chop down on him as they come out of turn number 4. Going to be white flag, 1 lap to go. One lap to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be Troy with that number 2 spot. Dylan wants it into turn number 3 and 4. One last time. Give the win to Yeager. Who's going to get the number 2 spot? It's going to be Troy in second. Dylan in third. Blake in fourth. And Jason, Gerald, Aaron, and Colin rounding out the field. Let's see if that guy jumped in. He did not. So Jacob Miller did not jump in. That is really what's going to make that force them into... You know, an LCQ might not be a bad thing. Get some more laps on the track, but it looks like everybody is going to make it here in the LCQ. All right, let me go ahead and pull up that starting lineup here for the LCQ. Starting on the pole here tonight, it is going to be Michael Offord. Outside of him, it's going to be Aaron Fucker. I don't know. I call him Fucker. My bad. Starting inside row number 2, it's going to be Stephen R. Outside of him, it's going to be Colin R. We got 10 laps here. Everybody's going to make it. Not really a big thing here. Might be a little brutal to watch. They're going to pull off the starting line down into turn number 1 and 2. Who's going to take it here for heat race or for the LCQ? Who's going to be our B main warrior? 2 laps of pace in here tonight. No caution flags. Not that it matters because they are all going to make it. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. They're going to get the one to go at the line at this time by. Who's it going to be here in the LCQ? Who do you guys pick? Let me know in the chat. Who do you guys pick to win the LCQ? Who's going to be our B main warrior? I mean, I would say T-Clum, but he's already in the feature. He's always a B main in my heart. All right, out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, stacked up 2 by 2. We are going to look for the green flag. This time, by pace truck is in. Nothing but position here. This will be a good practice attempt for some of these guys. They need some extra lap time, and I'll tell you what, those fast guys want a slicker track. Green flag is out as Morgan went a little bit early. Those guys didn't expect it, especially Aaron in that number 15. That's going to allow Steven. Oh, Steven gives them the door in turn number 1 and 2. Oh, are they going to wreck for a second? They're going to wreck in the LCQ. Down the back straightaway, looking for turn at number 3 and 4. Steven going to send it into 3 and 4. Gets real tight up into the wall almost as they come out of turn number 4. Here comes Aaron. Aaron's going to take the spot back out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Whoa, Steven, that's a little too sideways through turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Colin looking down low. No, save it! What happened to Aaron there? Aaron got way wonky down the front straightaway. He's going to go to the back of the pack as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Morgan absolutely driving away from this one. This is rough. These guys are not very good. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Morgan gonna lead the way. We're watching the battle for second right now. Steven has it. Colin wants to get there, and Aaron trying to make a comeback in that number 15 machine as they head into 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Gonna be 4 laps complete. Do I sound bored? Here, I'll call it like I'm bored. There goes Steven into 1 and 2. He's got the lead. In second. Colin's in third. Aaron's in fourth. Well, no, Aaron's going to go to third. No, just kidding. Have I heard from Norwood? I have not heard from Norwood. I know he's racing with the Factory 11 guys. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, it's going to be Aaron moving his way back up into the number 3 spot as they head for turn number 3 and 4. Morgan can continue to lead. 4 laps to go as they come out of turn number 4. 4 laps to go here in the LCQ. I definitely did not expect this soft of a field here tonight for the UMP Modifieds. Augie was definitely surprised too. Out of turn number 4, Morgan leads the way. 3 laps to go. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Morgan out front. Steven second. Aaron in third. Colin in fourth. Can Aaron catch Steven as they head through turn number 3 and 4? Steven definitely 2 sideways. 2 more laps to go. 2 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Can Aaron get there? He is stalking the number 78 of Stephen R. as they head through turn number 3 and 4. They're going to get the white flag this time by Stephen. Gets sideways. Here comes Aaron. We got a battle for second. White flag is out. 1 lap to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Steven's struggling. Aaron's going to roll it through turn number 1 and 2. 1 more corner to go. Morgan out front. He's going to take the win here tonight in the LCQ. He's our B-main warrior. Steven trying to hold on to second. Trying not to get it sideways. He does out of 4, but Aaron not able to capitalize. It's going to be Steven, Aaron, and Colin, your top 4. Of course, I said Morgan already. He won. All right, let's get ready for tonight's main event. And tonight's starting lineup. Man, Augie got in there so quick. I don't think I've ever seen him jump on the grid that quick. All right, starting on the pole here tonight in the number 19 machine, it's going to be Mike Augustine. Outside of him in the number 48, it's going to be Dylan Yeager. Starting inside, row number 3 in the 99K, it's going to be Tyler Clement. Outside of him in the 44, it's going to be Troy Carlisle. Starting inside, row number 3 here tonight in the number 20 machine, it's going to be Bryson Witherspoon. Outside of him in the number 18, it's going to be Dylan Patterson. Starting inside, row number 4 in the number 74 machine, it's going to be Donnie Watts. Outside of him in the 69, it's going to be Blake Henn. Starting inside, row number 5 in the number 56 machine, it's going to be Jason Stevens. Outside of him, DJ B. Outside of him in the number 7, it's going to be Jason Stevens. Starting inside, row number 6, it's going to be Elliot O'Neill. Outside of him in the number 13, it's going to be Gerald Deming. Then rounding out the rest of the field here tonight, starting in the number 13 spot, it's going to be Morgan Alford. Outside of him, it's going to be Stephen R. Starting inside, row number 8 here tonight, it is going to be Aaron H. Outside of him, in the number 13, it's going to be Colin R. Yes, I'm saying last initials because I don't want to butcher their names. All right, they got 1 to go at the line. Let me know, who do you think is going to win tonight's main event? Do you have a favorite? Have you picked someone out as they come down the back straightaway? Looking for turn number 3 and 4. When is Dylan Yeager going to fire them off? Or not Dylan Yeager, Mike Augustine. I seen Yeager had his nose out ahead, so it showed me him first. Looking for the green flag. Green flag is out as Augie on the gas out of turn number 4, looking for turn number 1 and 2. Augie's going to get a great jump. T-Clem going to slide into the number 2 spot, slides up the track. Yeager going to get back up underneath him out of turn number 2. Drag race down the back straightaway, looking for turn number 3 and 4. Yeager in that number 48. T-Clem in the 99K. He's going to slide through turn number 3 and 4. Augie loving what's happening out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. It's going to be 1 lap complete. Augie going to lead that first lap as they come out of turn number 2. Yeager in second. T-Clem in third. Carlisle in that number 4 spot. A couple of other guys have fallen back as they have shuffled through their spots through the field as we move back up to the front. Augie continues to lead. Let's jump on board with the 99K of T-Clem. We're going to sit on his lap. Sorry, T-Clem, I know I'm heavy. As they head into turn number 3 and 4, he's going to roll that bottom. He is looking to top 3 is going to be good for him, but he is definitely going to try to look for more as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. You can just see how low he's keeping it as Augie's going to roll the high side. Yeager is closing the gap. Will we end up with a battle for the lead? Down into turn number 3 and 4. Augie's going to lead this time by 4 laps complete. Yeager trying to chase him down. Lots of time here right now. Only a 30-lap race, but still plenty of time if you save your tires and make the move at the right time as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. We're going to be 5 laps complete. 5 laps complete as they come across the line. Down into 1 and 2. Nose to tail. Dylan Yeager starting to close the gap through 1 and 2. He's about a car length and a half back. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. He's going to ship it in hard. Closes about, oh my God, he closed about half of it. And turn number 3 and 4 is going to be 6 laps complete. Dylan Yeager's there as they head into 1 and 2. Augie in that number 19 tries to hold down on the bottom. Yeager trying to find his way around. Yeager going to move to the top side in turn number 3 and 4. He's going to catch the wall. That's going to cost a big hit for the right front in turn number 3 and 4. He's going to lose a ton of ground as he's falling back 0.5 of a second behind Augie, but he's going to gain all of it almost back in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Dylan Yeager trying to go to work back to the back bumper of that number 19 as they come out of turn number 4. Will he look to the top side in 1 and 2? He is. Augie's going to run slider 2. They're going to be nose to tail. Augie bangs the wall. Yeager tried to cut down. Not quite able to do it. They're going to stay in line into turn number 3 and 4. So Augie playing a little defense at this point. If you can make them use up their tires trying to find their way around you and you're conserving, that could be a good way to maintain the lead here tonight and not get past. But Yeager up underneath out of turn number 2. Drag race into turn number 3 and 4. Yeager trying to peek the nose up underneath the 19 as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Coming to the line, going to be 10 laps complete. We got 20 to go at the line into turn number 1 and 2. Yeager looking low as Augie's going to go to the high side. He's going to bang the cushion down the back straightaway. Looking for 3 and 4. Yeager's up underneath. Can he keep it under there? And 3 and 4. Augie going to play good defense through turn number 3 and 4. Oh, might have been a little contact. Augie up the track into turn number 1 and 2. He's trying to keep it down on the bottom as Yeager is all over the back of him out of turn number 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Yeager going to go to the top side in turn number 3 and 4. Does not catch the wall as much this time. Can he use that momentum down the front straightaway? Into turn number 1 and 2. He sends it in hard. Oh, they made a little bit of contact. Augie was sideways. Big save out of the number 19. Down into turn number 3 and 4. I'll tell you what, T-Clem is starting to close in on this battle as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Across the line, 13 laps complete as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Looks like Augie has gotten a little bit of separation. Yellow flag comes out. So yellow flag comes out. Oh, Donnie Watts might have been caught up in this one. Let's go take a look and see what happened. Oh my God, he broke the right front is what he did. Or left front. He broke the left front. He's going to catch the inside wall. So easy to do here. Just sends it in a little hard. Trying to close the gap on Bryson and just gets that inside wall. It is so easy to do here. He tried to catch it and just clobbered it. And that's going to shoot him up the track. I think he had he broke the left front on there. He's down on pit road trying to get that thing fixed. Hopefully he can get it back out there as we get the first caution flag of the night for the number 74 of Donnie Watts. I'm telling you, I wondered if we're going to get lap traffic here tonight. It could get mighty interesting if it goes green the last part of this race. This track has definitely gotten slick. There's definitely some people who might be struggling a little bit in the slick. Could get real interesting. As they come out of turn number 4, let's see if they get that one to go this time by. I think Yeager's bored. Just to give you an idea, the top 3, Yeager is only up 16. Or sorry. That shouldn't be that. I think Augie's going to be up like 26. What's the cycle, sir? I'll tell you where they're at. T-Clem's only up like 8. So Augie's up 26. Dylan Yeager's up 4. And T-Clem is up 8 I rating for where they finish These guys need to finish where they are at or higher as they head through turn number 3 and 4, looking for the green flag. Green flag is out as Augie's on the gas down the front straightaway. Here comes T-Clum trying to get up underneath Yeager. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, it is getting dicey. Carlisle's going to make a mistake up the track out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Looks like we got issues in the back. These guys trying to wreck. 13's going to have to take the tow, and we're going to go back up to the front as Augie tries to drive away. Dylan Yeager in that number 2 spot as T-Club tries to work him. Let's take a look and see what. Oh, man, he did get put in the wall. Okay, so he wasn't wrong. As we move back up to the front, it is going to be all Augie here so far tonight. 14 laps to go past the halfway point as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Up the Yeager looking to change that as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He wants a piece of the lead as they head through 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, going to be Augie leading the way. Dylan Yeager in second, T-Clem in third, Blake in fourth, Troy fifth. Your top 5 as they come out of turn number 2 with 13 laps to go. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, Yeager hard in the wall. That's going to open the door for T-Clem. T-Clem going to get up underneath. He's going to have the number 2 spot at the line. Slides him in turn number 1 and 2. Yeager with the easy cut down up underneath. T-Clem out of turn number 2. That's going to give Augie a 1.4 second lead. That's what he needed as they head through turn number 3 and 4. T-Club going to try to drive the outside out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Yeager is going to have to spot that time by. Down into 1 and 2. This is what we've been waiting for all night long as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Yeager going to have the edge heading into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, I thought he was going to try to send it up underneath. He is going to cut down. Here comes T-Club back down low. T-Club not able to get the run and take advantage as he's going to sit in that number 3 spot. Dylan Yeager in second. And Blake Henn in the number 69 just behind these guys as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 9 laps to go. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Farman. I like how you spelt that. Out of turn number 2 down the back straight. And we were all surprised. I got a message that said, I can't believe this is this soft. Couldn't believe how soft the SOF was. Out of turn number 4. Oh, Yeager in the wall. That's going to open the door for T-Clem again. T-Clem's going to slide up the track as Dylan's going to cut back underneath. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be side by side out of turn number 4. Drag race into turn number 1 and 2. Dylan going to be up underneath. They're going to be side by side through turn number 1 and 2. T-Clem going to dig the outside down the back straightaway. Drag race looking for turn number 3 and 4. Yeager is going to lose I-rating if he finishes the number 3 spot. Staying ahead of T-Clem is going to be pretty important here as we got a slow car down on the bottom. Why did he even come back out on the track? I have no clue. Why is he head through 3 and 4? Contact behind him. Oh, this lap car is going to be problems as he already was for Blake. Definitely catching up to Blake in that number 69 battle for the number. Oh no, he got into him. Here comes Carlisle back up underneath out of turn number 4. 5 laps to go. Carlisle used that nose to push Blake up the track as the 13 is super tight. He might cause a wreck. We might end up with a caution with this number 13 as Augie continues to lead. Dylan Yeager in that number 2 spot as T-Clem tries to find his way around out of turn number 4. Yeah, he is always good on the bottom. He is definitely going to be hard to beat. When he goes to the top, he's been making mistakes. I think he's just exploring because they noticed the SOF's a little soft. And, T-Clem is racing him clean. Augie was racing him clean earlier. As they come out of turn number 4, another slow car down on the bottom. Yeager's going to grab the wall again. What's up, Riley? Down into turn. Oh, we got Fat Tony out there, too. Turn number 2 down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Can T-Clem get there through turn number 3 and 4? It's going to be 2 laps to go at the line. 2 laps to go. And I'll tell you what, Augie out front 3.2 seconds as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Oh, somebody is not happy with another lap car as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's going to be Augie across the line. 1 lap to go. Yeager in second. Lap traffic up ahead. Donnie Watts up the track as they head. Oh, they're wrecking. They are wrecking in the back. This could be interesting. Where are they wrecking? As the checkered flag is out, Augie is going to take the win here tonight. Dylan in a second. T-Clem in third. Carlisle in fourth. Patterson in fifth. Yeah, I appreciate you coming out, Robert. Always do. That one was a little boring for me, though. I wish it had been a better SOF. We're going to go through tonight's results, and we are going to call it a stream. I am freaking tired. It is going to be Augie with the win. Dylan Yeager in second. T-Clem in third. T-Clem, you can get an interview if you come over here. Going to be Carlisle in that number 4 spot. Pedersen in fifth. Going to be Witherspoon in sixth. Hen in seventh. O'Neill or Augie, if you get in there. Anybody who's in the top 3 is always welcome to come in to the Discord for an interview. So Witherspoon in sixth. Hen in seventh. O'Neill in eighth. Going to be DJ in that number 9 spot. Morgan in 10th. Colin in 11th. Steven 12th. Aaron 13th. Donnie Watts 14th. Gerald 15th. And Jason in 16th. I'm getting a message. Is it Augie? I think it is. Yeah. It was Augie. All right. We're going to see if Augie ends up in here for an interview. We got T-Clem. We got Ethan Bill. We didn't get the Ethan Bill runner-up interview earlier. We got T-Clem in here. We'll see if Augie jumps in here. I don't know if Dylan's got the Discord, but man, T-Clem, definitely a soft SOF, but what a race there with you and Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, he just kept getting into that wall, and I just couldn't capitalize to keep around him, so. But he definitely respected with not, after getting in the wall, chopping down to the inside and leaving me a lane there.
You know, it was an interesting SOF. Augie definitely had the card beat tonight, but man, it's still got to be a confidence boost being able to be up there and race with those guys, knowing that they're the ones to beat each week.
Yeah, I mean, the first half till we got that yellow, I felt like I was flying, and my spotter said that I was 0.3 faster, and then the restart came back out, and Augie said, "See you later." So a little bit more testing to do, and I think we should be right there with them guys here, hopefully. If not, running third to them guys isn't nothing to be ashamed about.
Not at all. Well, great run here tonight. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Yeah, everyone over at HC Racing, Seth Johnson Design for the wrap, even though I'm not running my normal wrap. And just everyone that comes out and races, and you for broadcasting all these.
Well, appreciate you. Good show, and glad you got a podium and got to come up and visit. It's been tough the first 3 weeks. There's been some good drivers out there.
Yeah, honestly, I even forgot that you streamed this one until about 10 in, and I was like, okay, I need a top 3.
Well, enjoy that top 3. And look, we had Ethan Bill earlier. He missed his interview for his big blocks, got second place, dominated the big block race. Little bit of contact late with him and Durgan, but you had a good run earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the points. You know, we added to the points lead after a rough outing last week, and can't thank all my sponsors. Got to thank Ducharme Speed, everybody over there, Mike Buono, Peyton Talbot, Bryce Davern, everybody for putting the time in to test. I mean, we didn't do too much testing for this week. You know, with Lanier coming up, I wasn't really planning on running it, but I did a little testing with Peyton for like an hour before the race, and just went in there with low expectations, and then next thing you know, we were on top of the speed chart. So I was like, oh well, see what happens. And then yeah, I was a little bit in the way in the beginning, but I mean, Caleb did make a mistake, and I was able to put at least 2 car lengths between us. And then there towards the end, not sure who it was, but they were running the top, and I'd get next to them, and then I'd have to run in the slick on the straightaway. So I lost the time that I gained, and then just had to do what Caleb Durgan does, and can't be beat straight up. But I mean, he said he wanted to go back and watch the replay from last week. So I mean, we can, because the only reason I did what I did is because he put me in the wall, not once but twice. So
Yeah, I know
he's arrogant. So
I know last week was definitely a little rough. Man, we had so many good seasons of the big blocks, and then all of a sudden things are starting to stir up again with some of this drama, and it seems to kind of just be all over the place. It doesn't seem very consistent. It seems like, I don't know. It seems like everybody just wants to beef right now.
and yeah, I mean it all started when Caleb begged me to come over to him. So I went over to him, started winning races and beating him, and then from sources that he told and later told me is that he stopped giving me what he was running, so I wasn't anywhere near competitive as him. And I would ask him what to do to make the car a little bit better, and he would just tell me to get faster. So then I would start bitching to him about it, and then we ended up winning the points, and then he kicked me at the season because I complained too much. But that's the only part that he puts out there, is that I complained, but he doesn't put out there that he stopped giving me what he was running because he was getting beat, and that he would just be an asshole to me, which everybody knows he was. I mean, that's the reason why Tyler Reed left him too, because he was there when it happened and he saw what happened. He was like, he's not putting up with that. So, I mean, I'll take it and move on. I mean, he wants to talk smack over a video game. I really don't care. Once he gets involved into the involved into the big car stuff, then we'll see how easy it is. Because I mean, he's 16. He's still got a lot of his life left, and he wants to be cocky now, and it'll catch up to him.
Yeah, sometimes that changes. Sometimes it takes something to change it. And that was one of the things I brought up earlier. I mean, too, a lot of the IRL guys are out here, and some of these guys are good. And there is a good chance. There's a good chance that some of you guys, if he picks up the pace on what he's doing, and there's a good chance you guys end up on the track. How do you think about that? How dangerous that could be to make an enemy on a video game when you go to a real life track?
I mean, he seems like he's got a problem with me. I could care less about him, but he wants to race the way he wants to race, then he's going to get raced like that back. I could care less. I have more important things in my life to worry about than iRacing. I've slowed down with it a lot, and it seems like he's picked up on doing it more because he's got an alt account that's almost the same iRating as me, and I've had iRacing since 2017, so 8 years and not even a 7K, and here he is with 2 accounts and he's almost 7K on both. So it just tells you who's on the game more and who's not. But
Yeah.
I mean, I got more things to worry about.
Speaking of which,
I did do it.
Go
I
ahead.
did do it a lot as like my main thing, but then it just got to the point where it's like, it's a game. I got more to worry about than just a game,
Well,
and I'm not gonna let a little kid be cocky over a video game because the person that brought him up there doesn't race as much anymore, and then he wants to call that person a nobody, which is pretty wild to me. I'd never have the heart to tell somebody that, but like I said, everybody knows how Caleb is, and everybody takes it differently. So I mean, I could care less. Just go into next week. I don't even know where next week is, and
I don't either.
try to
I
have
don't ever look.
fun.
I always look at Monday night. I'm like, oh, that's where I'm broadcasting tonight.
Yeah, I mean, because Ducharme came to me during week 13, and I was just, even the little time that I did build, for EPI and then the HC guys, it's mentally draining. It's a lot, and then on top of having to do real car things and worry about other stuff, it just was too much. So like we just, we get on every now and then. Me and Peyton are almost in Discord every night. We play other games. Tyler hops in there every now and then. Guano, like we all play different games and have fun, and like we don't just sit there and grind iRacing 24/7. And it's nice to be able to just take a breather from it and have fun doing other things.
You know, I was going to ask you. Speaking of other things, when do you guys open up at Bridgeport? Have you done that already?
Yeah, we actually opened up not this past weekend. This past weekend rained out, but last week our points opener. We had a points opener, and was not a fan of the track prep that was done, so I pulled off. We sat there in staging for 25 minutes while they drenched the track, and starting, typical Ethan Bill fashion, I pulled a 10 out of 12 for the redraw because it was the opener, and I just kept getting screwed on restarts that shouldn't have been restarts, and I just got to the point where wasn't making up any ground, wasn't losing any ground, and I was like, I'm not just gonna sit and ride around and potentially wreck my car for 14th position. So I just pulled in to save the car.
Yeah, I get that. It's a long season. You guys got a lot of races to go. Attrition will be a big thing, and
That's for sure.
And definitely, and you said they did a lot to that track so over the off season, didn't they?
Yeah, because I heard people say that he had put different stuff down, but then other people were saying that he didn't. So like we didn't really know. And then when we went into the Friday night practice a couple weeks ago for the short track super series, I went out on the track and went to turn one and was like, holy crap, this is different than last year. we were struggling trying to find some speed, and it seemed like a lot of people that I talked to at the track, a lot of my buddies, like we were all dealing with the same thing, was just no side bite in the car. Like we would get into the corner and we would just slide for days. But then we figured something out for Saturday, and the car was really good. We started 7th and was able to get up to 4th. But on lap 3, our right side header broke, and towards the end of the race, that was really hurting me because I was running 3rd, but then I could be right there with them on restarts, but like as soon as we'd hit the front stretch and go in the corner, they would just drive away from me. So I was just doing everything I could to hang on, and we were able to get 4th. And then week after that was the points opener, and the track was completely different. Like I don't know if it's just a weather thing or if it's the crew that works there, but they had the track phenomenal for the SPSS weekend, and then we go into last weekend and it was like, what are we doing? It's like we don't know how to do the track prep.
I feel like that happens sometimes where they have like an off week once in a while.
It definitely happens, but like with Bridgeport, and just because I've been racing there since I've started it, the last year and a half or so, it's like everybody expects the same thing every week, and it pretty much is the same thing every week. Like the track will be super heavy for the heat races where it's hard to pass, and then the feature will get slick, and then as soon as it starts to get slick, they throw water on it for a half an hour, and then that takes all the passing out of it, and then people wonder why no passing can be done, and it's like, well, all that water on the track will do it. But I mean, I've tried talking to my dad about going to New Egypt because that's where I really want to go. I have so much more fun there than at Bridgeport. I mean, I already got a championship at Bridgeport. I'd like to go attempt to try to get another one, another track.
And
But I mean,
and you watch a lot of these big guys. You see some of them that struggle going to different tracks. They're kind of like one hit wonders. Like they go to one track and they do phenomenal, and then they go to any other track and they just seem to struggle. And you don't want to be that guy.
No, and like I've only been to New Egypt twice, but both times I've been there, I've been in the top 5, and I like it a lot more because unlike Bridgeport, you can run 3, 4, 5 different lines. You can run the bottom, the top, middle, cut down, slider. You can run all over the place at New Egypt and be fast. And with the dog leg, that really throws a curve at it. But I enjoy it. I really like it there, and it's not as hard on equipment. We save money in tires, save money in race fuel because our race. I mean, granted, our tires are expensive, but
Yeah.
race fuel is expensive too, especially when you're burning it at the rate that we are at Bridgeport. It's like
Well, yeah, Bridgeport's a big track.
it's insane. Like I burn 15 gallons a night at Bridgeport, and that's $60 for every 5 gallons. So that's $180 right there,
Yeah.
just in fuel. And with how Bridgeport used to be, which how I liked it was when we were burning up tires, and we would burn 3 tires up a night, and that's $750 right there. So, and that's how much you get to win. So even if you did win, you'd break
Yeah.
even, but then you got to pay. You'd break even with having to buy the tires, but then you're spending more money for the fuel, and it's just like it eventually gets tiring. Because I mean, granted, I have a lot of sponsors that help us out tremendously that I'm forever grateful for.
Yeah.
But like it's a lot to race there weekly, especially if like we ever wanted to move up to race modifieds. Like with how Bridgeport is, you need at least 4 motors to run for a championship at Bridgeport, which is honestly wild to me because you can
Yeah.
go to New Egypt and get away with having 2 motors for the year. Realistically, you could run a motor there all year and not have it freshened up, but obviously you want to get them motors freshened up and then have a second one ready to go in the car while the other one's getting freshened up. But Bridgeport, it's like, I think we had 4 or 5 people blow up last week, and
That's
it's like
insane.
it's
And it's the
tough on them
beginning of the
motors.
season.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
It's the
God.
first race of the points, and we had 5 spec heads blow up because of the new ruling that they have with them, because they opened up the rules to big blocks, but then with the specs, there's an 8 grand chip rule, no spoiler, and a droop rule, and turning them things at 8 grand for 30 laps when you're not really letting the thing breathe, it,
Yeah.
it's tough on them things, and people had them blow, and it's like I said, it's the first race of the year, and we already have people blow up. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
maybe you'll
know.
get down to New Egypt. New Egypt sounds like it races like Fulton does, because Fulton's multiple lanes too, and super smooth.
Yeah, there's some nights where New Egypt is it could be 1 lane or whatever, but like 90% of the time it's a racy racetrack. You can maneuver around, and like Bridgeport is so momentum based in 1 lane where
I got
you have to hope somebody
I got to imagine
makes a
it's
mistake
horrible in
or
the
whatever.
sportsman.
Yeah, and then especially with water on, because like granted, Bridgeport by itself without water, it's not terrible, but you put crates on it with water, it's nearly impossible to pass on.
Yeah. Yeah, they get that. Sometimes you get too much at Fulton, and they couldn't pass either because it's just there's not as much power in those cars, and it's super banked. So
Right, and like
early on in the night, it's hard to pass, but later on when it gets slick, it gets real interesting.
yeah, and that's the thing with Bridgeport. They don't ever really let it get slick like it should. Like it'll start to slicken off and get dusty, but as soon as it does that, they throw water on it. They don't let it go through that state to where let it slick off more, let the dust go, whatever. The dust will eventually settle because the more
Yep.
you run the track like that, the less dusty it'll get. But the more times you put water on it, it's going to keep repeating the process of where it gets dusty, and then you're repeating putting water on it again.
Are they doing it for the dust, or are they doing it because everybody was burning their tires
They
into the
they
track?
no, we really with this new clay, we haven't really touched any tires. I mean, actually, well, last week when the track was hammered down, people actually did burn up tires, which is kind of like iRacing in a way, even though it's kind of backwards. But no, when it would start to get slick, like it really wasn't hurting tires that much. Like I was able to run a right rear for 2 features, and then it'd have to be done after that. But like New Egypt, people were telling me like last year and the year before that they were able to run a 40 because we have to run 53.
Yeah.
New Egypt, you could run 48s, and people were running 48s for 4 nights in a row from start to finish, and it still had the tits on them. So like that track has like no tire wear, and that's huge when you compare that to Bridgeport, because we would have to buy new tires almost every week, and then New Egypt, you're running a softer compound and able to run it 4 times as long. It's just
And they probably do they get a bigger car count too because of it? Because I mean, you think about it, that money means a lot.
yeah, it's about the same. I mean, New Egypt does pay more to win and pays more throughout the field, which is why I kind of want to go there too. I mean, granted, Bridgeport's 20 minutes from me and New Egypt's an hour and 15, but I'd rather drive the hour and 15 for more of a payout, better racing, less wear and tear on tires and equipment. I mean, I'd rather do that. I mean, there's a
New
few
Egypt's going to
people.
call you and have you promoting for him soon.
Well, the thing is, the new vice president, Chris Moore, who used to do flow announcing, he's been begging me to come ever since he took over that role. And I'd like to go race there with him wanting me there, because the owner and promoter of Bridgeport doesn't really like me all that much, because there's truthful things that I've said to him that he didn't like, about me telling him that the track was unsafe after two of my buddies destroyed a car and I broke a right front shock in a heat race because of how rough it is. And all I told him was that the track was a little rough and that maybe just pack it in a little bit more, and he lost his shit on me. So he doesn't really give two shits about me, but I'd rather go and support someone who wants me there rather than someone that doesn't want me there.
Yeah. I definitely feel that. Well, hey, you got a lot of sponsors to thank, so why don't you give a shout out to those sponsors?
Yeah, start off with Dave Izzy with Izzy Trucking and Rigging. He's been our backbone. He's the one that was able to get us involved in these big cars, and along with Brett and Tom Ballard at All County Garage Door, they gave us the car to run, and we still run that car. That's pretty much our everything car right now. They gave us that car. Izzy got us a motor, and the rest has kind of been history. I mean, we've picked up Danny's Pizza Pizzazz, Danny Somling, who sponsors the Modifieds at Bridgeport. He's got a couple cars. He's got a car in the field. Who else? We picked up a few new sponsors this year. Barra Pallets. And, I don't even remember what the other one is. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, we got a few new sponsors this year that are helping us out, along with Gen X Electrical Contractors. They've been on board since I've started. Hoffman Discount Parts, Ribs Taxidermy, Advanced Pro Tile Creations, ERK Steering, Corman. He's been good with our steering and steering repairs. Danny Somling's kid, Dom Somling, Dom's Welding. He's done a lot of welding to our car, with just unfortunate events that have been caught up in. None of my doing, unfortunately. But yeah, everybody that's been on board with us from the start and even recently, we definitely couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, those sponsors are important, especially when you got to spend $180 a week in gas.
Not even. Sometimes it's even more than that, and then our tires are $250 a piece, so
Yeah.
that's another thing too. Yeah, we definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't be where I am in my racing career if it wasn't for all my sponsors and family. I mean, they've stuck their neck out for me, and I'm just very appreciative of it, because not many people have the luxury of being able to have sponsors that do a lot for them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, great. Good run here tonight at the Big Block race earlier, and good luck in your season over there at Bridgeport. And hopefully you guys can get things figured out and not have the same shit happen next week and the week after, or this week, I guess. Technically, we're in a new
I'm
week.
hoping. But thank you, James, and good run to you, Clem. If you're
He
here.
left already.
He
left
it still
us.
shows, because I'm not home. I'm on my phone, so it still shows that he's in here. So I thought he was still in here. But all right, James. I guess I'll see you next week if I'm not.
Get a
busy
podium
or
and come in and visit me again.
Yeah, I will this time. I was too busy watching the replay of what I could have done differently, or what the lap car could have done differently. But I completely forgot about it, and then I watched the Caleb's interview, and I'm like,
I don't think the contact was a big deal. I think the talk was the big deal.
Yeah,
the contact wasn't horrible. I mean, it could have been worse, and you got put in a bad spot. It was just I get
It
that the
didn't
mouth
look
gets
bad.
frustrating.
It didn't look bad, but the way that my car reacted was just,
Yeah.
because iRacing can't seem to get their internet servers or whatever figured out. You barely touch somebody and their car spazzes, or you miss somebody by 4 feet and their car spazzes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we
No,
see
I mean
that.
it was a good race. We had a good running. Take the points. It was a good points night. We'll head into next week.
All right, bud. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, thanks, James. You too.
No problem. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so great racing here tonight. Definitely overall pretty good. I am tired. I'm getting off here, guys. Thanks for coming out. As always, until next time, be safe and have a good night. Thank you. Oh, the SOF was horrible. You should get in the Discord. You know I do the interviews, right? I know that was a horrible field. All right, Augie. I'll talk to you later.